Having a character that has multiple powers is one of the best ways to give depth to your story. Think Cruello from Hunter x Hunter, where he can copy anyone's Nen ability. Or Sun Jingwoo from Solo Leveling, where anyone he defeats, he gets to add them to his shadow army. Or even Deku with his multiple quirks. Just having one character with multiple abilities makes the story much funner. And so, I decided to give Izuku some of the most broken powers in My Hero Academia. Well, maybe not Poltergeist, but trust me, All For One will be literally shitting his pants by the power of Poltergeist. So, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, this is the movie. What if Deku had 4 ultimate quirks? Oh, and I've given Izuku some extra things, just to make the story a little bit better. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. Now with that said, sit back and enjoy. Okay, so, let me explain to you first, before we start, how Deku is going to get the quirks, right? Basically, Izuku is going to be born, and when he is born, he is kind of teleported mentally to a different kind of dimension, it looks like, right? So basically he's teleported, I guess, there, and he sees basically a guy, a blue dude basically. And how does even Izuku see or understand him, right? Basically what that dude did, right? He kind of took Izuku, made him mature and have knowledge and shit for this moment only, for his current time. Basically Izuku got fucking aged up for this current thing that's happening, right? So he just took his mentality and shit, his brain, he aged it up 15 years, and now he can talk to him. That's how it works. And basically Izuku asks, who are you? Why am I here? Who am I? The same shit with no Deku, right? But I guess crazier because he doesn't know shit. He has basically no knowledge of really anything, because he was just born, to remind you, right? So basically that blue guy tells him, don't worry, I'm just here to give you your superpowers. Wait, what do you mean my superpowers? Izuku says. And the guy who, let's just be clear, okay? It's me. I'm in the fucking universe now, okay? It's just me. Basically, just to tells Deku that, well, in your world, you in 80% of the people have a thing called quirk, which is basically superpowers, and so I'm just giving you some. And Izuku asks, why are you giving them to me? Because the thing is, Just says, you're going to be quirkless without me, and I kinda just wanna see how overpowered you can become with the ultimate combo that I thought of. And Deku says, okay, sure, I guess. I mean, if you're gonna make me OP as shit, then okay, let's do it. And Just says, okay, first off, you're going to have, how the fuck is it called? Cremation, which is going to be a super powerful fire quirk, which does have ice resistance as well. But if you train with it enough, maybe you can hold the fire well enough, right? You can withstand the fire that you have, right? Secondly, is going to be muscle augmentation. It basically makes you generate extra muscles outside of your skin or onto your body that make you stronger. Then thirdly, warp gate. It's actually an artificial quirk that someone made down there, and I thought it was fucking good because it's most likely the strongest teleportation quirk that there is, right? Or the best one, in terms of usefulness, right? Because let me just be clear, fucking All For One's fucking teleportation quirk was kinda shit. Yeah, okay, silver shit, I remember it being silver, I guess, kind of silvery, but yeah, it was fucking dog shit. What the, I didn't even understand it. What the fuck do you mean you can teleport people from and to your location, but the Kurigiri's version is better? What the fuck does that mean? Or did I understand it wrong? Please tell me in the comments. Anyways. So yeah, he gets to a warp. You're going to get warp gate, and it basically is a warp gate. Like it just makes a gate that you can walk through, and it basically teleports wherever you want. And then the last one that I'm going to give you is called Poltergeist. It's basically telekinesis, but kind of in a good like level of power. And Deku says, "Oh, thanks, I guess." That's kind of too much, I would say. And Just Time says, "Well, not really. I want to make you super fucking powerful. I want you to be the strongest, just for funsies, right?" And so like Izuku says, "Fine, I guess." Oh, and one last thing. Anyways, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what I'm going to give extra to Izuku right now, because like I'm going to tell you later. So yeah, let's just begin with the story. Deku is born, and Izuku and his Hasashi, how his name is, like Izuku is fucking what the fuck am I saying? Anyways, Inko and Izuku's dad are like watching Izuku after he was like born and shit, and they see that he has green hair, right? They say that's our kid. That's what they say, right? Damn, that was crazy. Yeah, they see that he has green hair, and they say our baby and shit. And then suddenly, Izuku's hair changes to kind of a baby blue cyan color, right? Like I'm gonna pop a picture up here just so you can see. Yeah, this took me like 2 minutes to make. I don't know why I'm shit at it, but like it should have taken like 1 minute less or less. Anyways, yeah. Why do I do dumb shit? I don't know. Yeah, he is born. They look at him like having green hair, and then suddenly his hair turns from green to like that cyan blue color, right? And saying, what's happening? Like, cause his hair like changed, right? And they call the nurse, and she says, maybe it's a side effect of his quirk. And now, why am I making him have like a cyan hair or like baby blue hair? I honestly don't know. Aesthetic choices, okay? I just wanted to. Yeah, and I just didn't want the fucking god to have green hair, okay? Like, his hair is dog shit, like, color-wise. It's okay, I guess, but, like, red would be better, blue would be better, like, anything else would be better. If he had white hair, it would be the best, honestly. But, yeah. The nurse tells Inko and Izuku's dad that it's most likely a side effect of his quirk. And so, like, they think about it, and like they kind of calm down because they were like confused, I guess. So basically, they 4 years time skip. And something I forgot to like tell you, Izuku's, or like I think I didn't like explain it good enough. He only got those like the maturity of a 15-year-old or something, just for that moment where he gets the powers, okay? He's not gonna keep it. He is a baby now. He's a kid. He's gonna grow normally. So yeah, 4 years time skip, and so he's like playing with Bakugo, and it's the day where Bakugo gets his quirk. And from that day, Bakugo like starts like thinking he's like the strongest. He's better than everyone, and basically Izuku starts like defending all the other kids, because he's like the class bully. Basically, he might be like a small time villain. Basically, he might be like a small bully, or like not that bad of a bully, but he still is a bully. You get me? He just be bullying motherfuckers left and right and left and right. Okay. So Izuku like starts defending him, and like 2 months later, after like Bakugo got his quirk, Izuku gets his quirk, and they see that he has kind of 4 quirks, it seems, or like his quirk is split in 4, is what they say, of which it's wrong. It's more like 4 quirks in one body. So like, let me explain to you how he has 4 quirks basically. Now, Justo M enhanced Izuku's body to have 4 times plus the like capacity for quirks that the normal body has, right? If a normal human has like quirkless human gets all for one for all, they have a full thingy, a full glass of water. But if they already have a quirk, it's overflowing, right? So that means that 2 quirks equals overflowing. Now what happened is Izuku basically has 4 times the capacity minimum, okay? Because I don't know if I'm gonna give him other quirks. So he has 4 times the capacity minimum, and maybe he has even more, okay? Now, like, how does even like half quirks work? Like, is it half? What the fuck? Is like Todoroki's like quirk half cold and half hot? Is like half the like glass ice powers and half the glass fire powers, or like is it just mix or something? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, okay. Basically, from that moment, Izuku is like happy, and he starts like kind of regaining memories, I guess, from like him learning that he has his powers. The moment like that he hears that he has 4 powers and they explain to him what they are, like teleportation, super strength, fire, and telekinesis, of which telekinesis, like Inko says, okay, I guess I do have telekinesis, and what's it called? Izuku's dad has a fire quirk. How did he get the other 2? That's what they are thinking, right? And so like Izuku starts like getting some glimpses of his past memory of basically like talking to Gar, basically of the universe, of the Just M universe. The Just M universe. The My Hero Academia universe. What am I saying? Yeah, let's call it the Just M verse right now, okay? Because like Spider-Verse, Just M verse, you get me? The Aniverse. No, this is not the Aniverse anymore. It's the Just M verse. Every single one of my what ifs is directly or indirectly in this universe now, okay? I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Basically, he like starts remembering God himself, like me, basically, Just M. But like small glimpses or like small amounts of it. He like remembers that he talked to a blue guy, and that he said he has 4 quirks, but that's it basically. So now basically Izuku, as we said, like starts like defending all the other children and kind of like beating the shit out of Bakugo for him to like learn a lesson. He just like super strengthens himself, like creates muscles, and just like burns the guy, because why not, you get me? Like he doesn't like completely burn, he like kind of tries to hold back, but he can't. So he like does small amounts of fire, because he even burns himself with that fire, right? So what happens is Izuku and Bakugo kind of like hate each other for the next like 15 years of their life. No, like 10 years, let's say, yeah. Since they're 4 years old now, 15 about when UA, yeah, 10 years. Basically they kind of like not hate each other. Like Deku is kind of annoyed of Bakugo, and Bakugo hates a bit of like Izuku, because he just doesn't let him do whatever he wants. He thinks he's God, but he's not, okay? That's Deku now, okay? And yeah, basically let's skip like 2 years where Deku has been like training with his fire mostly, where he's been trying to use like every single one of his powers, including like what's called poltergeist, of which he like asks his mom how she does it, so that he can like get a little bit of a feel of how to use it even, and she like explains to him. He kind of learns from her, but there is like a limit to how much he can learn from that weak of a quirk that she has. Or like, is it even weak? That's the thing, because if she actually like trained it, it would be overpowered. I'm telling you this, because a quirk is basically a part of your body, right? And you can train every single one of your body parts mostly, right? So if like a quirk is a part of your body, or like an extra limb, let's say, you should be able to train it, right? Like, that's what they do in My Hero Academia. They fucking train their quirks. So if she tried to like train it, she probably could have become a top hero, honestly. Yeah, anyways. I ramble too much, bro. I just say random shit too much. I should stop that. Oh, what comes next? What comes next? Yeah, he trains with Inko. Like she explains to him how to like how she at least uses her telekinesis quirk. And like Deku gets the hang of it like a little bit, because like there's a limit to how much he can learn from her. And then he like asks his dad how does he like shoot his fire, because he has like a flaming like shooting fire out of his mouth quirk. And so he like learns to like manipulate kind of the fire to like condense it at least like a little bit, because his dad has quite a powerful quirk, but he's not a pro hero. His dad like is like lower ranked like heroes level, even though he's not a hero. I would say like he's like top 2000 heroes in like quirk mastery, I guess, because he actually wanted to become a hero, but he just never did it. So yeah, and that's basically what Izuku does for the like 2 years the 2 years time skip, right? Now let's skip another 2 years of Izuku not wanting to use those 2 quirks that he used already, because like the other ones he has not used mostly at all. As I said, he like used a bit of muscle augmentation on Bakugo to beat the shit out of him, but not a whole lot of it. So he like tries to think of how muscles work, I guess, and he successfully activates his quirk. Now he starts thinking, what good is super strength if you don't know how to use it? And I know it's like a 7-year-old or something right now, but let's just say he does, okay? Because Izuku is quite smart. He might just be like smarter than the original, honestly. So he thinks, how do I like use my super strength correctly? And he tells to his mom, hey mom, and fuck, I don't know how to speak. Izuku tells his mom to like he wants to like sign up for, I don't know, let's say karate for right now, okay? For this current moment, he wants to train in karate. And his mom says, why is that? Like his mom says, right? Inko says. And Deku says, well, I have a super strength quirk, but if I can't really fight, then it's kind of useless, isn't it? It might give me an advantage most of the times, but if someone has a stronger quirk than me, then I have to be better than them at fighting, right? So I have to learn how to fight first. And Inko says, you're a smart boy. Or she thinks that, and she says, okay, sure, I can like sign you up. And so like Izuku like starts training martial arts like karate, and he like starts going to the gym as well, or like he doesn't like start going to the gym at 7, bro, what the fuck. But he like starts like do body weight exercises, and so like training and shit, like doing some push-ups, you get me, doing like some squats to like enhance his body, but not to a giant extent, okay? Like he can do that, but not to a giant extent, because he's 7 years old, or like 8 by the end of the time skip. So basically for those 2 years he's mostly been training physically and like learning to use his muscle augmentation quirk. And yeah, he's quite good like at his like class, I guess, or like his level. He's quite good at like using his quirk with like what's it called, with like martial arts or karate, I guess. And now let's like go to the second, I guess, to last time skip that's going to happen, where he's going to mostly be training his warp gate quirk, and like his body, obviously, because he has to like continuously train his body just to get stronger, you get me? So in these 2 years he's just learning about teleportation quirks and like movement quirks to just be like good at using his own teleportation quirk, because he quite knows how it works from the doctor telling him. Like he said, you like create a portal where you can connect it to any other portal that you create anywhere in the world and just go through it, kind of like a wormhole. It's basically a wormhole, isn't it? Anyways, Yeah, he like learned about it from the doctor, and so he's been trying to use it for those like for this time skip, and he's quite successful at that, but not like Kurogiri level, right? He's not that good, or like someone who would be very good at it, right? So he's quite good at it, but not perfect. So yeah, he like learns about movement quirks, or like speed quirks, I guess, as well, just to learn how to like use them. And he also like trains his reflection speed, or like his thinking speed, just so that he doesn't like get he doesn't get caught off guard. Damn, I cannot speak. So that he doesn't get caught off guard like while wanting to use the warp gate quirk, right? So yeah, Deku is like 10 years old now. He's been mostly like training his body for like 4 years now, and he's like trained his quirks for the last 6 years, right? Yeah, he's trained his quirks for the last 6 years. Now he's 10 years old, and after basically Izuku at this point is quite a fucking master at karate, or like he's intermediate to advanced level, right? So he says, why like, mom, please like put me into like Muay Thai or something, okay? Like Muay Thai or like boxing or like kickboxing. Let's say Muay Thai, okay? Thailand boxing or something, I don't fucking know. Thailandish boxing, I guess it's called. Yeah. Anyways, Izuku like tells his mom to like put him like Muay Thai training, and so she does, because she knows he's quite good at karate, and she tells him, why don't you just continue with karate? That's because Izuku says, that's because like just having one fighting style isn't really fitting for a person with 4 quirks. It's like saying, train one quirk, one of your 4 quirks, and just use that one. Bro, I have multiple quirks, I should use all of them. And so he's thinking, there are multiple of like hundreds of martial arts that he can learn, so why just learn one when he can just learn to like use multiple? And so for the next, I guess next 3 years, let's say 3 years, so we have like about a year and something till the UA entrance exam. We have like a year and something for the UA entrance exam. He's like training Muay Thai mostly, and like obviously like trying to use his quirks more and more, so that he can like adapt to them more and more to use them better, obviously. And so yeah, this time passes, and when one day or like one night, I guess, when Izuku is going to sleep, he like falls asleep, and suddenly he is in a white room, and he sees someone in the distance, and that person turns around and he says, finally you've awakened me, or like finally you've come here. You get me? Now you might be asking, what's happening right now? Well, that's that extra shit that I gave Izuku, cause like I wanna make him super fucking overpowered, okay? So what's going to happen is Izuku like gets transported into like a mental dimension of his, where time flows, I guess, is it 365 times faster than on Earth, right? So 1 day on Earth is equal to a year in there. Do you get what I'm talking about? Yes, exactly. Izuku is going to have the hyperbolic time chamber, and not only that, he's going to have all the things that the hyperbolic time chamber has, plus some extra things, and also have the gravity chamber from like from Dragon Ball, obviously, the gravity chamber that Bulma made with basically no limits, and also like some equipment, I guess. But the most important thing is that he has a mentor. And who is that mentor? One of the best martial artists in the history of anime and manga, and his name is Baki Hanma. Yeah, I know it's fucking weird, but like, hear me out, okay? I thought of like giving like obviously wanted Izuku to like have a mentor, I guess, in this what if, So I thought, what do I give like extra to Izuku? And I thought like I could like give him breathing styles, but I don't want him to use swords in this time. So martial arts it is, right? So I thought, what do I like? Who is a good martial artist in anime? And like it just instantly came up to like Baki from Baki Hanma, right? So yeah, basically the person that talked to Izuku is Baki Hanma. And basically, let's just resume right now, okay? I'm gonna like slowly explain to you what exactly that dimension is. So yeah, Izuku asks that person, who are you? And he says, oh, I am your sensei or like mentor or like teacher, I guess. Or I'm here to teach you. And Izuku is like confused, what do you mean? Do you actually not remember? Baki says. Damn, that's fucking crazy, bro. What am I doing? Yeah, I feel weird talking about like two universes in like one anime, honestly, in one video. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, basically, do you not remember? Baki says. No, I don't. Do you at least like remember talking to a blue guy? Or like a blue person? And Izuku says, I guess I do a little bit. I like remember talking to him and him saying to me that I have 4 quirks. Like right after I got my quirks, I kind of got that vision. Well, right now you should be getting another one. And right when he says that, like right when he finishes saying that, Izuku gets struck with information. And that information is everything that basically happened in the intro. Or like, not the intro, but like the start of the story where Izuku got his quirk and shit, right? And we cut back to like the flashback, I guess, where Justoem tells him that he's going to have a like mental space where he can train physically and mentally for as much time as he needs. And it's going to be 1 day in the real world. It's going to be 365 days in his mental space. He is going to have like he's going to be able to like multiply the gravity of the space so that he can train. He's going to have like food and shit, and so he remembers everything about it and says, oh, what the fuck is happening? This is trippy. It's like I'm on drugs or something. And Buggy says, yeah, I kinda get that. It was kinda the same for me. And he says, what happened to you? And just to tell you right now, I don't even fucking know what I'm saying. Like, this is all unscripted. I just came up with this, okay? So yeah, basically Izuku asks Baki, what happened to you? And he says, well, basically I was like having a martial arts fight with my father, and it was quite close. And just like to be like clear, I have not fucking read the manga. The only fucking thing I know about Baki is I've seen the Netflix show and a bit of the original, okay? So don't roast me, please. yeah. Basically, Baki says, I was having a fight with my father because he's like the fucking worst person in the fucking world. And it was quite close when he pulled up a crazy move on me. And he just killed me, basically. And he says, and Baki like continues saying, and when I died, I heard my grandpa, because like I kind of remember, like I honestly, the only other thing that I know about the manga is that he like his grandpa or something, or his great grandpa talks to him or something, and so like he gets the power to like kill him or something. I don't fucking know. It was like a year ago where I learned it. Okay, it might be even wrong. I don't know. So don't like take everything I tell you for granted, right? So Baki says, when I died, I basically heard the voice of my grandpa saying, you're not worthy. And suddenly I appeared, or like the Baki appeared in a white space. And he says, where am I? Where is Yujiro, or like something, right? Where is that? What happened? And Justoem like appears and he tells him, you're dead. You died, okay? Like, you fucking died. Yujiro is stronger than you. Or like, Yujiro is kinda stronger than you. You could have beat him, but you just were too impatient. And he just pulled up a fucking trump card on you, right? you could not fucking defend that, okay? You were the second strongest. And that's why, I guess, like, and he wanted, Just M wanted Baki to train a guy that's going to come in about 10 years, he said. And basically, what the fuck am I saying? I don't even know. Basically, Just M wanted Baki to train Izuku when he comes. And he explains to him what there is in this facility, and he tells him, you can obviously train if you want, obviously. Or you can just chill out. None of your gains or anything is going to disappear. You're going to stay like this forever and only grow. Not like, what's the opposite of grow? Die or something, I don't fucking know. So yeah, that's how, like, Baki appeared in there, right? And like Izuku and Baki like start talking, and after like an hour, I guess, Baki tells him, okay, let's start with your training. And Izuku says, what training? Didn't you just hear me like telling you that Just M told me to fucking train you? And Izuku says, I guess I did, because like he's kind of fucking like kind of like overall smart, but common sense dumb, I guess. Kinda, sometimes. It's just comedic relief, okay? Yeah. Basically, they start like training, and Baki asks him, do you know any martial arts? And Izuku says, yeah, I guess I do. I've trained 4 years in karate and 2 and something years in Muay Thai. And Baki says, I guess that's a start. But show me, right? And they start having a sparring match, and in like less than 3 seconds, Izuku loses. Okay, that's how broken Baki is in like martial arts. So Izuku. So Baki tells him, that's good, I guess, for a beginner, but you have to become way stronger, right? Or like way better with martial arts at least, because. Like, yeah, he doesn't know that Izuku has those superpowers, right? And he asks him, so why only like 6 years of training? Well, that's because I was also training my Quirks. And Baki asks, what are Quirks? Wait, Izuku says, didn't Just M like tell you that I have kind of like superpowers? Well, no, he didn't. What the fuck do you mean you have superpowers? Well, Izuku says, almost everyone in my world has like developed genetic superpowers, and those superpowers that I have were like kind of fucking superpowers that Just M gave me. And like Baki says, I guess that's like kind of correct. He did, I guess, like Baki didn't really realize that he actually was talking to a god, and like that the god was gonna give the person that was gonna come here superpowers. So yeah. And Baki tells him, could you like show me the superpowers? And like Izuku starts like showing him, and the final one where he does, like, or he shows Baki, is what's it called? Muscle augmentation. Okay, so basically I just came back from school. I was on break basically when I recorded the last part. So let's just continue, okay? Basically Izuku shows Baki the muscle augmentation quirk, and Baki is very impressed by it because he thinks he can actually use it very well with like martial arts. So they basically like Baki tells that to Izuku, and Izuku answers, yeah, that's what I thought as well. So that's basically why I started martial arts, because I had this power, and just by using this power and martial arts I could be just literally the strongest martial artist. And so for like, let's say, yeah, basically a month in the time chamber, they like train martial arts, and Baki teaches him some things. He's not like perfect, like Izuku is not like perfect at it, but obviously he's learned a whole lot from Baki, and how to like put some like different moves of like martial arts, or like how martial arts work, and like what are basic moves and how to counter them. He knows a little bit of that and shit. But yeah, it's been a month, And Izuku asks after like that month, how much time was like passed outside? And Baki says about 2 hours. So I have a whole long time here, huh? I mean, Baki says, you can like come whenever really you want. It's just that sleeping is just easier, like for entering your mind space. If you have strong enough will and like strong enough willpower and shit, you can do that whenever really. But you will have to like somehow like sit down, because your like brain kind of, or like your body shuts off and you're completely in here. So yeah. And Izuku asks, so do you know how I can exit? And Buck says, oh yeah, you do this, because I don't fucking know what to say, okay? He just like tells him how to leave. Okay then, Izuku says, I guess I'll see you when? Oh, don't worry, Baki says. Basically no time passes, basically since, like, just I'm told him that since after, like right after Izuku enters, most, like basically the time between, or like the time difference between the two places, like IRL and the time chamber, is going to be 0. Only when like Izuku is in the time chamber it will work. So basically normal time will pass outside as it will inside the time chamber, right? Or like Izuku's mind space. So Izuku like leaves, and he wakes up and then tries to go to sleep. So basically right now I had to go back and like re-listen to what I said about like the time skips and shit, because I genuinely forgot about it. So yeah, 2 hours he goes to sleep, and next day comes, right? He's going to the gym and he's thinking, why am I even going to the gym, honestly? I mean, yeah, it's good for me to train, but isn't it just way fucking better to train with Baki, he thinks. And so he basically like goes at home, like he goes home, I guess. Damn, I'm forgetting how to speak. Yeah, he goes home basically, and what's it called? He goes to sleep. Yeah, he goes to sleep because he doesn't know how to consciously go to that space. So he goes to sleep. He goes back to the time chamber, and Baki greets him, right? And he says, "Shall we resume your training?" And so they begin like fighting and shit and like training. They have like some rest time and shit and like some breaks and shit. And so let's say about 3 hours pass, of which like 1.5 months of training, I guess, because like if 2 hours is about a month, 3 hours about 1.5 months. So yeah, 40 to 50 days like pass of like them training. And I'm not gonna go too fucking crazy right now with the training, okay? Because I could just say they just train for like a year, which is about what, like, oh fucking know, some hours or something. Yeah, no, a day is like 2 years or something. I fucking know. I have to check. I have to like find out again, because I like fucking looked at it like 3-4 hours ago, like how much time is how much like fucking. Why can I not speak? Basically, how much time passes in the time chamber and outside. I looked that up by like 365 days times how many hours equals that. You get me? And that's how I found out about the month thing. Like that 2 hours is 1 month. So yeah, no, 12 times 2. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm stupid, aren't I? Yeah, a day is like a fucking year. A day. Why am I stupid? Why the fuck am I stupid? It's literally told in the anime that the fucking year is a day. Oh fuck, I'm fucking stupid. Excuse me for my stupidity. Yeah. Basically, right now, Izuku and Baki have been training for a year, not a fucking year, for like 1.5 months or like 50 days about. And Izuku has like been obviously like fighting with Baki and like lifting some weights and shit, and like they like fucking like try. Oh no, what the fuck am I saying? Basically they start after like a week or two of training. Normally they start basically Baki gave Izuku weighted clothes. Now what I mean by that is basically they have how do I even explain this? What the extra things that Izuku got is let me just tell you now so I don't have to explain later, okay? He can summon any 10 books at once, basically. He has an infinite amount of weighted clothes with infinite amount of weights, basically. He has infinite food in there, infinite shelter, I guess. The gravity chamber and the time thingy, right? So basically he can learn from books, I guess. He can eat as much as he wants in there. So basically that's how they even like stay alive, quote unquote, in there, right? And so basically about a week after like training normally, Baki gives Izuku like weighted clothes, like let's say 20 kilos overall, right? 20 kilos on his whole body, right? 20 kilos extra, basically. I don't know how much he is, but add 20 to that, basically. And so they start training with that, and Izuku says, damn, this is heavy. But like he like amps himself via like a bit of a like muscle augmentation, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And so they start training for like the next 2 to 3 weeks. Izuku like adapts to it because he sleeps with the weighted clothes and everything. He does everything with the weighted clothes. Like basically going to the toilet, he has weighted clothes on. I guess not like the weighted wristbands kinda that Deku has, that Goku has, I guess. But also like weighted clothes, okay? Now he uses the weighted clothes in the toilet, when he's sleeping, when he's eating, every single like millisecond of the day he is using weighted clothes. And so like after a week or two of training with them, Izuku like adapts to them, and he's quite strong enough to be basically at normal gravity, I guess, because like it's kind of basically increased gravity, so now it feels like nothing, like a normal amount of weight on him, right? So like after those 2 weeks pass, basically Baki gives him double that, so 40 kilos added, not on top of that, but like overall 40 kilos extra. So yeah, Izuku now says, bro, stop doing this, I barely adapted to the last one, why are you just giving me extra and extra? And Baki answers, because that's literally a cheat code. You just do whatever you do and you just get stronger. That's how it works, you constantly are training now. And Izuku says, fine, I guess I'm gonna do that. And so basically Izuku adapts obviously to them in like 3 weeks, let's say. So I said 50 days, right? So that's about 5 weeks is like that's fine enough. We're gonna say like he trains for like 2.5 months now, because I don't give a fuck, okay? Basically for like the next 2 to 3 weeks he basically adapts to the 40 kilos. And Baki finally says, after like Izuku is fine with it, like fine with the weight, I mean, he says, alright, we're going not 50, fuck, I'm dumb, we're going 100. And the Deku says, what? I'm barely fucking standing. Like I mean, like he barely adapted to the 40 kilos, and now you want me to fucking have 100? That's more than double, that's 2.5 times. And the Baki says, sorry, I'm not gonna trade you if you don't do that. And Deku says, fine, you fucking stupid ass. Because like he's mad at Baki a little bit, because he makes him do that, right? So now Izuku's at 100 kilos, and fuck it, let's make him fucking train for 4 months, because I don't give a fuck, okay? And basically Izuku stays on 100 kilos for the next month and a half. So now it's been about 3 months of training, let's say. And yeah, they just continue training, and Baki literally increases the weight on Izuku basically up to like, let's say 150 kilos. So yeah, Izuku is fucking broken by now, but not like godlike, okay? He's like 10%, like at least like base form, no training. He's like 20% of like Izuku, or like All Might Prime, right? Prime All Might, 20%, that's Izuku base form. Now if he does use muscle augmentation or his other quirks to enhance himself, he's about 40 to 60%, somewhere like between 40 and 60%. So yeah, like of all for All Might, I'm dumb. 40 to 60% of Prime All Might strength, right? After all the training, basically, Izuku kind of like says bye bye, peace out, you get me? And Baki says, okay, we'll see you next time, I guess. And so they basically Izuku leaves, and he wakes up because he was sleeping, right? Izuku basically wakes up, and he goes to sleep back again because he wants to sleep. He's too tired now. He like said fuck you, Baki, because like he fucked him up. Honestly, he fucked him up mentally and physically, but it was like for a good cause, I guess, like making him stronger, right? It wasn't just torture, it was torture with a spice of banana on top of it, right? I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, basically for the what was it, like we have about 10 months left until the not like 10 months, let's say 9 months, okay? We have 9 months of like training amount of time that Izuku has, IRL time, to train for the what's it called, the UA entrance exam, right? And so Izuku like every night, I guess, enters the space, his mind space with Baki, and from that point onwards, they have kind of rest days, like complete rest days, of which they conclude basically their normal day life, I guess, is 1 day training, 1 day studying, 1 day training, 1 day studying, and so on and so forth, right? So basically, how much time do they spend? They spend about 8 hours, which is about, I would say, 1/3 of a year. 120 days about training and studying, right? Because he has to actually study for the test, okay? And so Izuku obviously gets way smarter, he knows way more things, and he actually finds a way after getting shit on by Baki so much. And yes, or like how the fuck do you even say it? Baki gets stronger with Izuku, okay? So the stronger Izuku gets, the stronger Baki gets, just to have an actual like sparring partner with like sparring thingy between them, right? So that Izuku doesn't like completely overwhelm after a while Baki, right? And so they've been like training and like learning martial arts, as well as learning thingies, like learning for the test, I guess. And after like 2 months of training, Baki said, let's scratch the weighted clothes for now. And they start using the gravity chamber, right? So like increasing, or like not, let's say, yeah, I think I said the gravity chamber once and then just increase the gravity. So let's just say he can just increase the gravity of himself, like overall, right? So like it was 200, let's say he's like what, 80 kilos or something. Let's say it's basically like we triple or like quintuple or like 4 times the gravity on Izuku. So he's about what, 160 to like say 350 kilos, right? Yeah, 350 kilograms. Yeah, so they start using that instead, like the gravity multiplication instead of the weighted clothes. And Izuku and Baki have realized that Izuku can take outside the weighted clothes. He can take them outside to the real world. And so basically Baki like prepares him some weighted clothes for IRL. of about 150 to 200 kilograms. Let's say 190 kilograms overall more. So like Izuku like trained obviously with Baki, he learned shit, and now he's leaving. And yeah, basically he starts training IRL with his actual body, I guess, with the weighted clothes. And after like every night, basically, Baki increases the weighted clothes that he gives to Izuku, and Izuku takes back the weighted clothes that he has back to Baki to like disintegrate them, I guess, or like store them or something. I don't know how it actually would work. It might be like summoning and dissummoning, or like creating and destroying, you get me? But yeah, or like storing. Maybe it could be like storing, having an infinite storage or like infinite stock of things, and he just summons them, I guess, and like takes them like he takes them and then he puts them back out. But I don't know, okay? Like you can choose whatever you want to believe, okay? And so like every night after they train for 120 days, I guess, like a third of a year, basically Baki like increases the weighted clothes of Izuku, like every time he leaves, I guess. And basically Izuku starts training in the daytime of like not being in the mental space, and he says, damn, this is shit, this is very fucking shit, because like this is basically less than 1% of what he does like usually. And by usually I mean like training with Baki in 120 days. So yeah, they start doing that for the next 10 months. Okay, so basically I checked how many fucking like maybe years, like I thought like he would train for like what, let's say 5-6 years in like the hyperbolic time chamber with Baki and shit. But I fucking like I asked ChatGPT to fucking do it, and it turns out he fucking trained for 100 fucking straight years, bro. I cannot fucking make him like weak at this point. I literally physically cannot do that. I am going to somehow maybe, but I genuinely don't know what the fuck to do, because 100 years of literally fucking training for the exam and literally fucking physically training martial arts and shit, that's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, anyways, basically let's say it's like the day before the entrance exam, I guess. So basically it's the day of the entrance exam, but like the time where Deku is in the hyperbolic time chamber, basically. And so he's like training with Baki and shit, and bro, 100 years of training is crazy, bro. Like literally 100 years of anything is fucking crazy, because this is literally superhuman level at this point. He's a fucking immortal by this point, because the thing is, when he's in the time chamber he doesn't age, and so does Baki. But yeah, anyways, they're like training and shit, and finally after like 100 years of training, as we said, or more like 50 years of training, 50 years of like studying, like they start like having actual fucking fights and actual like martial arts fights, because at this point Izuku is fucking like actual, like I would say not god, but like a king of martial arts, honestly, because I fucking 50 years of purely fucking training martial arts with superpowers is fucking broken, bro. So like yeah, basically they fought. They actually had the best fight in like forever, honestly, or like the best fight they ever had, like Izuku and Baki, right? So yeah, it's the day of what's it called, the UA entrance exam, and so Izuku like goes like to UA, right, to take his exam. He passes the written exam with literal flying colors, like all the colors from the paper just literally start flying, okay? That's how good he went, like he got a 100%. 50 years of studying is 50 years of studying, okay? He's a master of like the fucking test. He knows like he knows everything about it, basically. So yeah, he passes the exam, obviously, the written portion, and now he's going to like a kind of a room where basically they will all be hearing like the explanation of the practical portion of the exam, where President Mike says there is like a 0 point, there is like a 1 pointer, a 2 pointer, and a 3 pointer, and there is a 0 pointer which is not impossible to beat,
but it's kind of not really worth it because he doesn't give any points. So yeah, basically now Izuku is going to go to the practice, to the area, I guess, to like not the practice area, and overall basically the area, right? What am I doing with my life? Yeah. Basically Izuku is at the area, and the test's about to start, right? And because Izuku like didn't, I guess, meet Uraraka, and he's not about to like go up to her, quote unquote, Ida is not going to like stop him, right? So if he does, of which I can seem like thinking he's like that Izuku is going to go to someone to like interrupt him, of which maybe yeah, let's say it happens, okay? So basically Izuku now has arrived to the entrance of the area, right? And he's about to like go to the front just to be like more ready, or like be the first one to get in, I guess, even though he has the teleportation quirk, I guess, like why not? And Ida like stops him and he says, don't interrupt other students, don't like mess with other students, don't like I don't fucking know, don't interrupt other students, they are trying to focus, I guess. And Izuku says, my dude, I'm just going to the front, I'm nothing else, like I'm actually just going to the front, nothing else. And so Ida like stops and says, my apologies. I don't fucking know. But yeah, then after that happens, we hear, or they hear, I guess, All Might? The fuck? They hear President Mike saying, there aren't countdowns in real battles, go, go, go! And like everyone like starts like running and shit, excluding like Izuku, obviously, because he knows how to do shit right now, okay? He's been training for 100 years for this. That number is still fucking crazy in my head, honestly, because the thing is 100 years is fucking crazy, bro. Anyways, he like teleports up to the robots and then he starts burning them. Oh, and like obviously he has obviously been training his other quirks, right? So he has adapted to the quirk of like flames for the most part. Like he still like feels the flames, and he does kind of get a little bit of like burn marks, but it's not as bad as Dabi's, like not in the slightest. It's literally less than 1% of the damage that Dabi gets, okay? Now Poltergeist, cause like he's basically trained it to the point where, let me just tell you how he used it, okay? Because I'm literally just coming up with this, okay? He's been like fighting with Baki, and Baki's like literally like kind of limiting Izuku to like using one quirk at a time, right? And one day when he was like wanting, when he was I guess limited quirk was Poltergeist, or like telekinesis, I guess you could say. Basically Izuku started like taking things and throwing them at Baki, but like he avoided them obviously. But then suddenly he just picks up Baki, and Baki, let me tell you, let me just tell you, he had some training gear on. So by training gear I mean like weighted gear, right? Or like weighted clothes, like Izuku has, but like a whole lot more maybe, I don't know. They had about the same amount of weights on. So yeah, basically Izuku like lifted up 400 kilograms plus Baki. No, not even 400. I would say nearly 500 kilograms Baki. Almost no problem, honestly. And he like once every month or something is locked to having only Poltergeist, and so he has about like what, years of training with Poltergeist, so he's overpowered with it. Obviously, as I said, he has like adapted to most of the damage from the flames, or like cremation, his quirk, of which cremation is just fucking hard, bro. It's a fucking hard ass name, bro. It's fucking cold as it's fucking cold as shit. I don't know why I'm laughing so much. Yeah, obviously, like muscle augmentation, he's been mostly training with that because that just enhances his strength. Oh, and it like helps with the weighted gear, I guess. And what else? What does he have? Wargate. I don't know how he would actually kind of use. I kinda do. I guess teleporting like around the place and like punching and kicking Baki, and maybe like avoiding with teleportation. Like he's about to like have a punch thrown at his face, and he just teleports right like beside the fist, I guess, and he could just evade things with that. So yeah, he like trained every single one of his quirks. He's kind of a quirk master at this point. No, he's definitely master of his quirks. So I mean, yeah, 50 years of training is gonna make you a god, a king, not a god. Yeah. So yeah, as I believe I said, he like starts teleporting and like lifting up maybe like he lifts up the robots, he slams them down, he like burns some, and he's like developed a, let's call it a technique, because it kind of is a technique, but it's more of a battle style or a combat style where he envelops his flames, or like he envelops his arms in like in flames, and basically like literally punches through the fucking robots, and they have like not burn marks, but they fucking melted. That's how fucking hot it was. And basically, and because of his flame quirk, obviously he's gotten like adapted to most flames, because his flames are one of the, if not the hottest thing on earth, really. And basically what I'm trying to say with that is that they like melted metals are not really going to hurt him. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So he like kills or like he destroys, let's stop like saying kills please. Yeah, he destroys robots left and right basically, and some of them he has a clever thing that he does, okay? He lifts them up like 5 meters maybe, he opens a portal right under them so that they pick up some speed, then the portal opens right like, let's say like nearly 100 meters up from the other portal, and now they're doing the fucking the Minecraft mod or like the fucking portal mod thingy where you like infinitely fucking fall through portals. I literally did that like last week or something. I literally opened the fucking portal mod from Minecraft and just put it like one portal on the floor and one on the ceiling basically, and it was just fucking falling forever. So yeah, he does that basically, and after I don't know like 10 seconds he literally catapults a 3-pointer to a 4. What am I saying, bro? He catapults basically a 3-pointer to a 2-pointer, right? And he gets like a combo kill, okay? Now he literally like gets, I would say, nearly 120 points. He obviously could go get way more if he actually wanted to, but he's quite a good guy and he doesn't want to like monopolize the points basically, or like get all the points and like everyone else doesn't get shit, you get me? And I do apologize for like the inconsistency maybe in the recording, because my hand, like I have to hold the microphone because I don't have a stand, so it constantly like moves. So if it does like have a difference, please excuse me, okay? I cannot do anything about it at this point, okay? At this point of time should be the correct thingy to say. So yeah, he like could have gotten about 200 to 300 points, I would say, or even like most of the points, like 95% he could have gotten. But he's quite a good guy and he actually wanted others to pass, not just fucking take every point for himself, because he obviously could have, but he said, I can just dial down my power or like my showing off by just showing off and not like destroying the fucking plane of existence, okay? So he's quite humble at this point. I don't know if he's gonna be in the future. I honestly don't know. But yeah, he obviously destroys like a whole lot of robots. When he suddenly, I guess, when he suddenly basically hears loud noises and like he feels some vibrations, and he looks back, and it's the 0 pointer, like a giant ass like robot. He says, finally something worthy, because like he was kind of getting bored of the robots, because he's been training with a literal god of martial arts for the last 50 years plus, because it's a bit more than 50 years, but like let's say 50 years. But like he thinks like this shit boring, man, like make them stronger. What is this? This is too weak. They are too weak. That's what that he thinks, right? And he basically like thinks that they're too weak, basically, right? The robots are too weak, and maybe the 0 pointer can do something, of which maybe not, because it's a robot and it's dumb. So yeah, he like flies up to the robot, and he just burns him. Like he just fucking activates his fire. He like literally just activates his fire, lifts the robot up, like melts it to like the point where it's literally glass. He melted it so badly that it became glass from metal, okay? And like he lifted it up because like if he let it down, the fucking arena most likely would have fucking been destroyed by now, okay? So he lifts it up like what, 50-60 meters. He burns the shit out of the guy, and he has to like keep him up there until it basically kind of dries. Cause like if he lets it down, there's going to be a fucking giant crater right there, and he doesn't want that to happen. So basically he calls like assistants or like the teachers, and he explains to them that if I do let this thing down, a fucking 50-meter deep hole is going to happen right there. So where should I put it, really? Or like, do you want me to keep it up there, or should I put it down? And they say, what? Like, how did you even do that, honestly? And he says, I don't know, I'm just good at it. Anyways, it's like about what, like, let's say like 20,000 degrees Celsius, I guess. I genuinely don't know what a good number would be, but think of a good number where it would literally melt the ground, and that's the number, okay? Maybe even double it, okay? That's the number that not the number, but the heat amount that it would be at, right? So yeah, basically the teachers are very impressed with Izuku, and they call up his file, and they see he has 4 quirks, and they say that's why he showed so many powers. He has fucking 4 quirks. He's a literal genius, like a prodigy and a genius, of which he is quite a prodigy, but he trained like his powers, right? He's been training for years to become this strong. He wasn't just born this strong, okay? And literally like 2 days ago or something, I watched like an anime. I don't really remember what it's called, but I am going to try to put up a picture on like the screen to show you what it is. But literally it says in the anime, okay, it says like talents or prodigies are nothing if they don't train their talent. They're nothing if they don't train their talent. So you might just be a prodigy, but if you don't use that chance, you're nothing. That's what basically the moral of the story, of which it's fucking true. Like, yeah, obviously like Todoroki was very gifted, but he trained for his power, right? Even if he like kind of got traumatized as fuck and then just didn't want to use his power. But that's a different story. Or like Izuku. Izuku is a very smart guy, or in the canon I mean. He's a very smart guy, a very like strategic guy, but he had no power. He was gifted it, of which I would say it's a not a prodigy thing, but like more a luck thing. But yeah, anyways, he was gifted one of the, if not the strongest power in My Hero Academia, and had to train with it to become this strong, okay? And if he didn't fucking train his power, he literally could not use it. And if he accidentally used it, he would have died. He would literally have died, okay? He would have been chopped into pieces. He would have been Izuku sushi for real. I genuinely forgot what I was talking about before this. So yeah, he continues to lift it up until it kind of cools down, I guess. And like after it's kind of cooled down. He puts it back down, and everyone's like very fucking confused and like very impressed and shit. And they are all like going up to him, like they say, "Whoa, dude, how did you do that? That was so OP. You're so strong, bro. How did you do that? How much did you train?" And like they're going crazy and shit. They're all glazing him. But like yeah, he like leaves after a while. And yeah, he goes home, he sleeps, he trains with Baki for 120 days. I still can't believe I did that, bro. I still cannot believe I did that. I gave him immortality and infinite training. He's been training for 100 years plus now. Yeah, I kind of regret doing this. I probably would have like made it like 5 days maybe per night, but I guess I did it now, can't go back. So yeah, basically he sleeps, he trains with Baki, he gets up, he eats some good ass breakfast that his mom like made, and he teleports to school. He literally just changes clothes, eats, teleports to school. Okay, and does he need to shower after like training mentally? I would say no. He doesn't need to shower because it's mental training, even if it does kind of do physical training as well. So yes, he doesn't need to shower after training, like in like the mental world or like the hyperbolic time chamber. And in there he does shower. Outside of there he doesn't shower after like training, because his body is literally like sleeping basically, and it does get the benefits of training obviously. But yeah, he like dresses up, he eats some food, and he goes like he teleports to school, and he teleports right outside the UA gates, right? He like walks in and he sees there is a giant ass door at like class 1A, right? And he says, "Bro, how many big people go here for them to have this big ass door?" And so basically he opens the door and he sees Bakugo like bickering or like fighting with Ida, right? And Ida is like, "Don't put your feet on school property. This is not your thing. It's UA property. You cannot just dirty UA property," like the usual like having a stick up his ass, right? And Bakugo tells him, "What, you have a stick up your ass?" And like the basically the same thing that happens in the original. Okay, I don't remember what happens. And basically Izuku goes up to them and he tells them to stop, and like they do stop, but what's it called, Ida like still complains, "Can you please at least tell him to like put his feet down, because it's not his thing." "Bakugo, put your feet down," Izuku says, right? And so he does, because he's kind of scared of Izuku honestly at this point, because he knows he is the strongest. Like he physically knows, or not physically, he like knows he's the strongest, because he got number 1. He's beaten the shit out of him multiple times over the years, and so he like literally stopped being a bully really in like middle school at least. I don't know, like do I make him a bad guy? No, not really. I'm not gonna make him a bad guy. I'm just gonna make him a annoying guy, okay? So like Bakugo complies with what Deku said, I guess, and he goes to sit down. Izuku goes to sit down, as does Ida, and suddenly someone mysterious appears, right? And he says, "Put these on and meet me outside." And it's Aizawa. Now everyone like goes to change outfits, and Izuku is about to like he's literally like taking off his clothes or like his shirt, and everyone literally comments, not everyone, but like most of them comment that, "Bro, you're so ripped. How did you become so like ripped, or like so strong, or so strong looking at least?" And Izuku basically answers them, "It's just hard work and determination, and obviously a good teacher, but that's not really like a lot. That doesn't really have a lot to do with my body, I guess. My skill, yes. My body, not a whole lot. But yeah, he literally just says it's just hard work and determination." And so basically they finish like dressing up, But before like they're all going to leave, Mineta is about to like look through the peephole, quote unquote, that there is between the walls of the male and the female changing rooms, I guess. And like literally right before Mineta is going to like watch through the hole, Izuku teleports right up to him and summons like creates a bit of fire on his hand, and he says, "Do you want to die by cremation, or do you want to be dropped 1,000 meters down, or like from the top, like 1,000? Do you want to be cremated, or do you want to be thrown 1,000 meters from the top, from the sky?" And Mineta says, "No, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that again." And like his pussy ass shit, right? And like let's say for like a comedic scene, like right after they exit the changing rooms, Mineta has a fucking like he got punched by Deku, right? And so like he has a fucking giant shit on his head, of which he already has like 4 or 5. So they all finally like go outside to meet Aizawa, and so he throws the ball. Why was I surprised? I don't know. He throws the ball to Izuku and he tells them throw it. And Izuku asks, "Is there like any limitations or something?" And Aizawa answers him, "The only limitation is that you have to stay within the circle." And Izuku says, "I'd bet." And he proceeds to do the craziest fucking combo shit you have ever seen, okay? He literally jumps up, literally like muscle augmentates his like whole body to like a compressed state of like God mode, okay? He opens 15 fucking portals and he activates Poltergeist and Cremation to like boost the ball, right? So he like goes back, he fucking tenses his muscles, or like he does shit with his muscles. He like takes the perfect sense, he fucking throws that shit, he like boosts it with fire and with the fire and Poltergeist, and then goes through fucking 15 portals and goes like, what does it go? It goes at least 1 million meters, okay? Because why not? 1 million meters it goes. Million meters is crazy though, but not really. It's like kinda normal for the guy. He's been training at like 50 times, like at least 50 times gravity with like extra weighted clothes. So like I don't know, like 200 times gravity basically at minimum. 200 times gravity minimum, okay? And 200 times gravity if you're not a Saiyan is kind of crazy, right? So yeah, just remember that. So yeah, they all like continue doing. Basically everyone is fucking impressed because 1 million meters plus is crazy, man. That's not even superhuman, that's god human at this point. So yeah, basically they continue with the other exercises like push-ups, sit-ups, like grip strength, a 50-meter dash, long jump and like shit. So basically, let's say the push-ups. He is a god at push-ups, okay? He has the perfect form. He's been taught the perfect form. He's been beaten the perfect form into him. So basically, he got beaten the shit out of for not having the perfect form with push-ups and shit from Baki. So yeah, he literally knows the perfect form. Also squats, he like gets. He literally gets the number 1 at every single one, okay? Side to side steps, he literally gets better than Mineta because he can teleport. He has super speed via like muscle augmentation and everything else like boosting him, and teleportation, which means he can just go like 1 million times a second. Not really, I would say like nearly 12 to like 15,000 times a second maybe, which is still kind of low. I would say nearly 20k, okay, about 20k let's say. So basically he does get in every single one the number 1 spot by a long shot, okay, by a fucking 20 kilometers of range basically. He's basically the moon, they are on the ground. That's how much of a difference there is between them. 50-meter dash, he teleports plus super speed plus equals no, almost 0 fucking seconds. Like, it couldn't even detect it. It was that fast, right? Now, what else is there? The grip strength, he just destroys it. No, like, muscle augmentation needed. It literally is destroyed, and they have to, like, literally bring the highest tech of, like, or like the strongest grip strength tester shit, right? And he still, like, destroys it. So they put him as a, like, the max of the like grip strength tester times 2, of which I don't know what that number would be, but like, yeah. So he gets number 1 at every single one of the tests, and everyone is like very what's it called, impressed, confused, jealous of him, I guess. Everything that could happen, like that, like any emotion that they could feel like against him or like towards him, what just happened to every single one of them, okay? All the girls want him, all the guys admire him, especially Mineta, because he wants the girls, you get me, like Izuku and shit. So yeah, and so basically what would happen now is most of, if not all, the teachers are going to be like watching him, because like, how the fuck does he have 4 quirks, and so like broken quirks as well, and especially Aizawa and All Might, because All Might is I guess fighting against All for One. He doesn't want a student to be like with All for One, and Aizawa, because he's a cautious fuck, okay? He's just cautious as fuck. But basically, but like right now they're not gonna do anything. If they see some suspicious activity, they will though. Yeah, anyways, the next day, it's the day where they will be doing the 2v2 villains versus heroes training, and when they're all like sitting down, they hear someone like walking in, and he's saying, "Ha ha ha, I am here, walking through a door like a normal person," and like what he says in the original, right? And so everyone is hyped, including like Izuku, but not as much as you'd think, because like he knows a stronger guy than All Might, right? But All Might is like righteous as fuck, so he does still respect him, okay? And so he says the clothes make the pros, and he shows them their costumes, right? They put on their costumes and they finally go to the training area, and Izuku comments that it's very similar to the area where they got tested at, and All Might answers, well, that's because it was like modeled after this area, or like those areas were modeled after this area. And so they begin like with the training by basically picking lots of like who is going to be against who and with who. And so Izuku is actually going to be with, who is he going to be? Let's say like Uraraka, because I don't really know how it would even go. So yeah, let's say Uraraka against Bakugo and Ida. Bakugo and Ida. And so they begin, and Izuku says, would you like to help, or should I do it by myself? And like Uraraka says, if you want to, I can help, but I don't know what I can really do. And so he like tells her a strategy that he's come up with, and so they go in. I have to think about the strategy now, fuck. They go in and they hear Bakugo coming down the hall, and he tells Uraraka to get ready. And so basically Izuku, after like he sees that Bakugo is right in front of them, he makes a portal. He teleports Bakugo like right next to Uraraka, and she touches him. He's flying up, and then Izuku teleports up to Bakugo and restrains him via putting him back down to the floor and restraining him, right? Now that he did that because of like confusion, because like he was just teleported, floating up to the ground, and basically that was a strategy, of which maybe it was good, maybe not. He could have probably come up with something better, but I could have not, okay? So yeah, now Bakugo was caught, and now they're going up to the last floor of the building where the bomb is and also Ida is, right? Now Izuku tells Uraraka to do basically almost the same thing that they did now. So she waits outside of the room, and Izuku goes into the room. He teleports right back on the backside of Ida, basically right behind Ida. He teleports him to Uraraka. She touches him. He's floating. Izuku flies back to, or like he doesn't fly, he teleports back to Ida and Uraraka. He pushes him down. He restrains him. They win. And like Uraraka obviously goes to touch the bomb, and they win.
And so the next day comes, and Aizawa gives them like a permission slip for them to go to the USJ. Now Izuku goes home, his mom like signs it, and the next day, let's say the next day, they are all on the bus, and they're like talking, who is actually the strongest in our class? And literally everyone, like not everyone, like most people, like at least half of them, like Suyu, let's say, all the girls at least, and like the Izuku Glazers, like Denki, Minera, and Kirishima, at least, like say it's Izuku, okay? And everyone else like tries to argue for like maybe Bakugo, like not Bakugo, maybe Todoroki, because he has a half quirk. Maybe he could like potentially like go up to his level, but probably not. But they try to argue. Anyways, they hop off the bus and shit. They go into the building and they start listening to number 13 like saying her speech of like quirks are dangerous and you should like be careful while using them. Like I have a black hole quirk and I have to constrain it always. And Izuku says like you just train with it, just literally just train with it. I know, like he thinks, I know. He like mentally thinks, I know I have like had like 50 years of training with infinite youth and shit, and like go to the trainer and fucking training and shit, but you can just train it to control it. Just like my fire, where it was destructive, now it's not. I can control it. And he just thinks it's correct. You have to try like using it correctly, or like using it overall, I guess correctly, or better. But overall you have to fucking try to use it better by training it. So basically like number 13 is about to like finish her speech when suddenly everyone kind of like notices kind of like people summoning, like getting summoned there, right? And Izuku like tells the teachers that they should get ready, they're most likely villains, because he has like gotten the instinct of killing intent or like hurting intent, and so like from fighting against Baki and shit. And so he knows that they're like they want to kill them or they want to hurt them, and so he like warns the teachers, and they get ready into a battle stance. But Izuku like says, let's just have some fun, okay? He's not gonna use any quirks, anything. He's just gonna plop there, like he's going to appear there and just start fighting them hand to hand, okay? He will literally fucking start switching fucking fighting styles, like left and right. Basically what Ben 10 did on in the Null Void, where he was just changing against he was changing forms and shit, like with master control. That's what basically Izuku is going to be doing, but with martial arts instead of like aliens. And obviously because like Izuku knows he can kill them with literally almost one punch, he will like restrain his strength obviously, and he'll only, as I said, use martial arts. So he pops out, like he teleports back there. That's the only time he's going to use his quirk. So he teleports back there after like defeating Korigiri, because he was about to teleport them, so he stops him. And so he begins fighting all the villains. He starts with the small fries,
and after like let's say like what 5 minutes, he's beaten most of them. Like only like 7% of them are left. So like some small fries, the Nomu and Kuragiri, and not Kuragiri, and Shigaraki, right? Now he finally beat all the small fries, and he's finally against the two main villains, I guess, the Nomu and Shigaraki. And Shigaraki is like fucking freaking out. He just beat all my men in 10 minutes. How did he even do that? And by everyone, I mean everyone in the whole fucking stadium, okay? He was like flying around with his super strength. Not 10 minutes, let's say in 5 minutes, or like 4 minutes, let's say. Yeah, in 4 minutes he defeated everyone. Because that's more impressive, and it shows that he restricted himself even less than I would have originally said. To just like show off, you get me? So yeah, finally he's against Shigaraki and the Nomu, and Shigaraki is like freaking out. How did he even beat my all of my men, or all of them, in under 4 minutes? That's crazy. How is he so strong? We didn't even know about him. Like the All For One didn't even know about him. Cause yeah, he just didn't. And basically Shigaraki commands the Nomu to try and kill him. To try and kill like Izuku, right? And so the Nomu tries to, but because of the just full-on fucking mastery of martial arts and his super strength, he easily defeats it by pinning it down to the floor with enough pressure to even destroy its bones, and it still like continues like regenerating, but it's continuously like getting broken and regenerated, etc, etc. And after a while, literally it just cannot continue. It just doesn't have the energy to continue like regenerating. So it passes out basically. And Shigaraki like phonetically, is it the correct word? But like crazily like dashes towards Izuku, and he tries to like touch him to decay him. And it literally does mostly nothing. It does like hurt a bit, it stings a bit, but it does basically nothing. Because like decaying is literally just distraction, of which his fire has like made him. His fire has trained him enough to be able to adapt to even decay. And so like it literally just hurts a bit. It's kind of like one of the only times outside of the training with Baki that he has felt like actual pain, I guess. And so he says, wow, your quirk is super strong. And Shigaraki is very confused. How did he not like die, or like how did he not get seriously injured? And so literally Izuku like teleports back like behind him, and karate chops him to like knocked out, right? He's knocked out now. And everyone is literally, before even like All Might comes, because he didn't even really have to come, everyone is literally like captured, and they're going to the police station, like to Tartarus or something. How was it called? And yeah, that was the USJ, I guess. Well, wasn't that hard for Izuku, because he's a master of martial arts, and if he actually wanted to, he could have like beat them in like 20 seconds if he actually tried, or even less, honestly. That's how like overpowered he is. So now, after literally one of the best like IRL days that Izuku has had, because like it was quite fun like beating the shit out of the guys with a whole lot of restrictions, he thinks of like going to Baki and like training with him, and suddenly he just appears there. He didn't have to sleep. He just mastered it after a whole long of like time of going to there and like leaving. He's mastered, well, like not mastered, but he almost mastered the way of like going to there and leaving, right? At least for himself. Anyways, yeah. I'm going to tell you like later what I mean by that, but yeah. Now, is there going to be like the thingy where they have like a week off? Probably not, because like every villain got captured and like they're all in prison and like no casualties happened. So no week like free. And fuck, what happens next? they have like actual school for like a week or two, and then there is the UA Sports Festival, of which Izuku will be prohibited from entering because they literally saw that he is way stronger than All Might, Star and Stripe, every single hero in Japan, and every single hero in the whole world. Like, how did you even do that? They're asking. It's literally like you took every single one of the heroes that has ever existed on this planet, combined them, then squared their power and put it in one person. That's what they're literally glazing the shit out of Izuku, okay? And Izuku says, bro, I want to fight. I will hold back, please. Let me fight. That's the literal only reason I'm going to the school. And obviously to become a hero. But like, I just want to fight strong people. And I just want to see how strong people are against, compared to him. And he actually like says it out loud. And then like wondering who is him. Who he's talking about, right? And so they allow him to go, but only on the only on the first like thingies of the entrance exam. Only like the race, the cavalry battle, but not the one-on-one fights. Because even if like Izuku does win those two, he's not going to be crowned the winner because he's not gonna fight against them. You know. And so the beginning of the entrance exam, the UA Sports Festival happens, and we have like what's her name? Midnight like presenting the UA Sports Festival and calling Izuku to the front to like have a speech, right? Because he's the top student of the, like, I would say nearly the whole history of UA. But I would have said just because Izuku like held back so much, All Might would have had the best score, and then it would have been Izuku. But they actually like realized that he could have like destroyed every single one of the robots. Yeah, basically like Midnight calls him to the front, or like to the stadium, and he starts like having a crazy ass speech of like, we're going to do this, we're going to fight for our country, for becoming heroes, we're going to be the best heroes ever. And yeah, like he has a crazy ass speech, everyone's motivated as fuck. And Bakugo is kind of like, damn, bro speaks crazy, bro is crazy with this shit. And like bro is crazy with everything he does, but yeah. And it's not that really Izuku had any kind of actual talent, he wasn't actually fucking good at anything, is that it has fucking 100 years plus of experience. That's basically it. It's literally what if Izuku had 100 years to train and then got 4 quirks of which he trained with, and then wait, that's exactly the fucking what if. What am I doing? This literally, I am just explaining what happened, okay? Yeah. Everyone is glazing the shit out of him like, yo, you crazy man, you the GOAT, you gon' win. Like everyone's like saying that shit. And Izuku informs them that he's only going to be participating in the first 2 parts of the US Sports Festival because he has something to do later, like on the when the third part is of like one-on-one fights, because he can't really say he is like not prohibited, he's not allowed to like fight in there, so he just like covers up via saying he has to do something, so they're not gonna see him actually fight. And so the race begins, right? The first part of the UA Sports Festival. Now, it's going to be quite interesting because, as I said, Izuku likes to prohibit himself by or restrict himself to like using some parts of his power or some martial arts or only martial arts or like one quirk at a time, right? And this time he's only going to use Poltergeist because it's most likely his weakest one of the 4 that he has, because Warp Kid he's like using to fight against Baki on like evasion. Muscle augmentation, just super strength, it's his main thing because he super strength, yeah, or like super speed even. But yeah, And then what else does he have? Oh yeah, the fire of Dabi, cremation. Cremation is just an overpowered good quirk that has good implications. Like, bro, fire manipulation is crazy, and I have to do it, bro. I have to give him like mastery of like fire completely, of which you're going to see how overpowered he's going to be. He's most likely going to solo Goku by like a certain point, okay? But yeah, basically the race begins, and he's only going to be able to use poltergeist, right? So he levitates himself at the start, and he starts like going fast, not a whole lot of speed, but he's going quite fast. He's like a bit faster than Todoroki and Bakugo are, just because like restrictions are good to actually have a fight if you're too strong. And so basically like Izuku is flying, and he starts like destroying the robots to help the others, because like most of them cannot really handle a whole lot of the robots. So he starts like destroying 20 robots like that, and he actually like helps some people via like lifting them up and putting them out of the like ice area that Todoroki made, right? So he helps people also. And the crowd is going crazy. Yo, he's so overpowered, he's even helping people now! That's what they're screaming, right? They're like going crazy about Izuku. And Izuku like starts like flying, and at this point he's like third, I would say. Because like he's obviously like restricting himself and actually helping others so that they pass. And he's not really trying to win, he just wants to kind of like have fun at this day, because most of the times he's just getting beat on, and he beats the shit out of Baki sometimes, but that's like rare, because just Baki has way more experience and way more like instinct than and talent honestly than Deku has, right? But yeah, basically Izuku comes out third, or nah, let's say he comes out fourth. So he's not even top 3. He was like helping people so much that he came out as 4th place, right? And now it's time for the like cavalry battle, right? Of which Izuku, since he's like the 4th, like I guess he's 4th place, he's most likely going to be like, I guess quote unquote like picked by the others. But he just like rejects them, and he goes more with the weaker people just to like help them go to the next round, you get me? Of which he doesn't even know if that's like an actual like good strategy, but like he still wants to like help, okay? And so he goes like with I would say Mineta, Suyuasui, let's say also like what's his fucking name? Tokuyami, even though he's OP as shit. And then someone like a side character, okay? Like another side character. A rando from the fucking streets, basically. But yeah, he like goes with them as a team and shit, and he's like on the top, also like defending a little bit via like shooting fire at them to like make them like leave, because like bro, they cannot fucking handle his fire, honestly. Like no one could really, except maybe like Gigantomachia or someone with a crazy fucking good like fireproof nesticity-ism quirk, right? But yeah, he's just going to be like mostly defending via like making some like fiery type of walls for the other people not to be able to like come towards them and like take their not their badges, their like headbands and shit with the points. And so everyone like passes from his team, obviously, and Izuku obviously also passes, but he, as I said, he's not allowed to do the 1v1s that they have like chosen for the 3rd round, alright? And so that's basically the end of the UA Sports Festival on the side of Izuku. And now, how will the actual sports festival go? I would say it still goes like Todoroki versus Bakugo, but Bakugo would still win, just because like Todoroki kind of just only uses his eyes and shit, and he kind of would have been like a little bit like thrown off by this super powerful like how is it called? Super powerful like fire ability of like Izuku, right? And so obviously like Bakugo wins because like he like Todoroki wasn't in the right headspace or mind space or something. And so yeah, that was basically the UA Sports Festival. Izuku would have gotten the most like I guess pro heroes that want to internship him, or like they want to like take him and train him, or like I guess like get connection with him, because he seems to be the strongest, honestly. But there is like a little bit of a difference on like Izuku's paper where it lists the heroes that want to internship him. Yeah, what's the difference though? Because like obviously he's gotten I guess a request from Mirko, Endeavor, Hawks, Best Genius, like all the like top 20 heroes basically have like put him as one of the people that they would like to internship, right? But there is a big ass difference in like Izuku's papers with the others. Not just that he has all the top 20 heroes wanting him, but not only that, he has also Star and Stripe like wanting him. And now you might be asking, what does that even mean? Because like Star and Stripe is like an American hero, right? He's the number one American hero. She is the number one American hero, sorry. But what does that mean? How is Star and Stripe like interested in Izuku when she's not even in Japan? Now, is Izuku going to go to America? Fuck no, I'm not doing that. But let's say that because of the huge fucking Almighty Glazer, she's the biggest fucking Almighty Glazer, okay? Even more than Izuku. She literally is Almighty in America, okay? So she basically like got a backup agency, I guess, in Japan, just to be closer to All Might. Is basically in the same city as All Might's original like agency, right? And so Izuku would have picked Star and Stripe to go with, and like Star and Stripe obviously wanted Izuku because he was like quite fucking strong and he was very righteous and shit, like helping people. That's why he even came fourth in the sports festival, but also because he seems to be able to like do mostly anything like she can. And so she like she like doesn't know that he has 4 quirks, and she thinks his quirk might be similar to hers, where she can do mostly anything. And that's basically the reason why she like wanted to I guess internship, or like go with Izuku go with her, right? And so basically Izuku chooses her to like go with, and I would say next week it is. So the next week he's like packing up his shit, and he's like going to the train, like going to the agency, and he like greets Star and Stripe. She knows perfect Japanese and Izuku knows perfect English, because she's learned like 20 languages while he was in the... Not 20, let's say 4 languages. He's learned 4 languages nearly perfectly. So it's English, Japanese, obviously, let's say some like ancient Greek, and I don't know, Chinese. Let's say he's learned Mandarin Chinese, ancient Greek, English, and perfect Japanese. So yeah, he's goated as fuck. And yeah, basically they like talk perfect English, and then they switch it up to like Japanese for the anime to not fucking have to translate, you get me? So yeah, basically it's a small fucking like dumb shit that I did right now, okay? Just bear with me, okay, please. Yeah, he like introduces himself to her, and they start like talking. She starts like showing off showing him the agency and the people that are there, and then they like go for a little bit of a patrol like mission thingy, where they literally just like go around the city flying mostly, and just like looking for like villains and shit, right? So basically now Izuku is like flying around with Star and Stripe, and they like see a little motherfucker, like a villain and shit, or like a thief, trying to steal from an old woman, like her purse. And so Izuku like teleports up to the guy. He literally burns his face. He literally has a burn mark across his fucking face basically. And then he fucking runs away because he's fucking scared. He just got burned. He has to go to the hospital. But before like he runs away, Star and Stripe catches him. And basically she tells Izuku, don't really hurt people that much. That's kind of too much for like heroes. You cannot really do that. And Izuku says, okay, I guess I won't. Because he can control obviously his flames. He can like make them a little duller or like weaker, I guess. So he just will try to hold back more next time. He like wanted to hurt the guy because he's a villain, but he didn't wanna like be illegally like hurting people, I guess, or to a like illegal level, I guess. And so he just like starts like toning down his powers even more. And he like starts realizing how fucking strong he has become via training with Baki, bro. Cause yes, like his original training made him like good at using his quirk, but he's good at using his quirk MHA standards, okay? Not like other anime standards where they're literally destroyers of gods. I guess they are also, but I meant destroyers of worlds, right? Like planetary level plus, of which Izuku might just be, honestly. He might just be nearly planetary, honestly. If he actually like fucking went full fucking like mode, you get me? He like went full force. Yeah, that's the word. And so basically the villain is like caught and shit, and they like take him to the police and shit, and he goes to prison, right? For like fucking theft and shit. Anyways, yeah, basically the next 4 days nothing really like exciting happens except Star and Stripe trying to fucking fight against Izuku, but she barely even fucking touches him, honestly, cause he's just so fucking good at combat, strategy, and overall fucking quirk power and power that she cannot really fucking touch him even with her quirk of like basically rule manipulation to a certain like extent, right? And so she like says, how are you even this strong? I can't even fucking touch you, cause she's like top 20 minimum in the world, okay? She might just be top 2, top 3, but like she's at least top 10, okay? She's at least top 10 like in power. Now, who would actually be the strongest if they actually trained their quirk correctly? I would say like Overhaul would be super fucking powerful. Just like think of that power, bro. He's just a fucking alchemist IRL. MHA IRL, but you get what I mean. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, she's like top fucking 10 minimum and she cannot touch him. So that means he's at least top 10. And she's like very fucking impressed with him, and she like told him to like not hold back because she wanted to actually have a fight, but bro had to fucking hold back so much to even have a fair fight, and she did not even realize it, right? Because he's just a master of fucking martial arts that he didn't even really have to use his quirk. He like teleported once or twice and like used a little bit of muscle augmentation, a bit of like swinging items around and like kind of hitting her with a poltergeist, and a bit of like fire here and there, but he didn't really use his quirks, mostly martial arts, honestly, because that's basically what he knows the best to like use mostly, right? Because bro, getting beat on by a fucking god of martial arts and like getting taught by him, that's fucking crazy, man. And I know I'm repeating myself like multiple times in this video, but like listen to what I'm saying, bro. 100 years of training with a fucking master of like 2000 martial arts or something, with superpowers and enhanced fucking training to like the fucking maximum, is so fucking crazy that you cannot even like comprehend it at this point. But anyways, basically now it's the second to last day of like the provisional training shit, where like Izuku is with Star and Stripe, and they heard that basically there was a giant invasion of like monster type of things in Hosu City or something like that. I don't remember how it's called, okay? And so basically they go there, right? They go there and they see like giant monsters, and they both like start beating the shit out of them. Most of them like get injured, or like seriously are knocked out and shit. But there are some which are basically fucking dead. They basically die, basically. Okay? And so suddenly Izuku like hears like screaming from a back alley, right? Like a alleyway. And he goes to like check it out. And he sees it's Stain, the famous or infamous, I guess, hero killer, about to kill another like hero. And also there is Ida there, right? Ida is there as well, because he wants to kind of like avenge his brother, right? And so Izuku like teleports right behind sorry about that. He teleports right behind of Stain. He like tries to punch him, but somehow like Stain like gets back. He like evades Izuku, and so he tries to cut Izuku, but he's literally unable to, because he's not strong enough to even injure like that guy. Okay, he has gotten the like defense of I don't know, like a strong motherfucker. Like he has, it's basically his skin is fucking 1,000 times stronger than iron. Okay. And so basically like Stain doesn't really hurt Izuku, and Izuku just like burns them, okay? He burns all his hair, and now Stain is literally bald, okay? And he's knocked out by the extreme heat, and so Izuku like picks him up on his shoulder and tells Ida, why are you here even? And Ida's like stunned of how easily Izuku beat Stain, right? And like Ida like tries to explain that he was just here to avenge his brother, and Izuku says, if you're not strong enough, why the fuck would you go there to like avenge your brother, quote unquote? Your brother is way stronger than him, and he died from this guy. What the fuck do you think you're going to be able to do? And so like Ida kind of realizes his dumb mistake, and they like go back to Star and Stripe, and like Ida goes back to his water guy hero, and they like finish off the area, I guess, with all the Nomus. And yeah, that was basically it. Now the next day they just like fight once again, like Star and Stripe and Izuku, and yeah, that's basically the week of like training with the heroes, right? Or like being with the heroes. Okay. So now it's the next week, and everyone is told that in 2 weeks they will be going to a summer camp. And before they do that, they have to pass a final exam of sorts, right? And so they are informed of what kind of exams it's going to be. It's going to be two students against one teacher. And yeah, basically they have to either like defeat the teacher or escape through the thingy, right? Or like escape the area, basically. And everyone is like informed of like which teacher they're going to fight. And like they tell Deku that he's going to be fighting every single one of the teachers alone. So like it's 1v how many teachers there are, okay? He's literally going to be fighting every single one of the teachers by himself, okay? Because they understand that bro is so fucking powerful, he could probably defeat them all. Or at least like defeat a hero by himself, right? Or like defeat the teacher by himself. Maybe there is a chance that they win, they think, but that's most likely not gonna happen, right? And so they begin the tests. Everyone does their tests and shit. And right after, like the last one to like do the test is Izuku, and he's fighting against like every single one of the heroes. Like Aizawa tries to like cancel his quirk, of which it works. He has no quirks now, but he's just too fucking OP. Literally, his physical body by itself and his mind obviously are so trained that he's just a fucking beast, bro, a fucking tank. And so he's like destroying the heroes. Like All Might tries to punch him, bro literally fucking catches his hand like mid punch and like fucking punches him in the jaw. He's literally knocked out, like one punch knocked out. And like they're trying to like fucking defeat him. And like Midnight also like tries to exude the fucking her quirk to like use her quirk for Izuku to like get knocked out or like sleep basically, but it just doesn't work. His body is just too adapted to pain and shit, and so it adapted to kind of that thing, that power that she has also, right? Or to like mental attacks kind of. And so it just doesn't work, and he, after let's say like 5 minutes of fighting, he wins, okay? He like wins against every single one of the teachers. And so like the people who get to go there and not go to summer school, I guess it was, they get to do that as well, like in the original, right? Nothing really changed. And so the next week they are going to the training camp basically, and suddenly they are like left at a cliff, and Aizawa tells them, well, get ready because it's about to start. And like everyone asks what's about to start, and suddenly like the cat girl appears, because I don't remember her name, like, and just fucking pushes them to the like out of the cliff basically, with her like, what the fuck is her quirk honestly? Earth manipulation, right? With her like earth manipulation quirk. And so everyone is like knocked like down to the floor, I guess, and like they're all like confused, and they start fucking fighting robots, or like not robots but like earth golems, I guess. But like Deku doesn't give a shit, because like he just punches through them, he like walks through them honestly, and when he's like bored he just teleports to the end, okay? And in like 10-20 minutes he's there. And because like it's so early, there is nothing like done. They was just starting to like cook for the like the students, and like Izuku says, I can help, because like bro has obviously like studied at least a little bit of like cooking, so he's a fucking good chef, okay? And so he helps, and they fucking get a good ass meal, right? Then they go to, after like they've eaten, they go to the sauna or something, or like the sauna, yeah, not the sauna, the hot springs, yeah, the hot springs. They all go to the hot springs, and Nere is about to like say walls are meant to be climbed or something. And Izuku says, don't do it, I'm gonna do the same thing I did to you last time. And Mineta like remembers it and says, okay, sorry, I'm not gonna do that. And so Mineta like chills the fuck out, and he's scared of Izuku, and he just goes back into the hot spring, right? And so they have a chill ass day and shit, and suddenly, wait, fuck, I always get it wrong, bro. I always get it wrong. No, it's the hot spring and then the food. They go to hot spring, then they go to eat food. Izuku like gets the plate for Kora, and he gives it to Kora basically, when suddenly Muscular appears. And he just does the usual shit from like the original, right? And so Izuku sees that he has muscle augmentation, and he wants to try him out. Like he wants to do like test him basically. He wants to see how strong a person with his quirk is in this world, right? With no like actual training, or like with not the same training as him. And so he like provokes Muscular, and he tells him, show me your quirk, you weak ass, or like some like that. And like Muscular is like very like aggravated, I guess, and he starts like trying to fucking punch and destroy like Izuku, but he literally can't, because Izuku has so much mastery of his like muscle augmentation that he literally manipulates his muscles like a fucking extra arm basically, or like an extra limb, and he like starts blocking the fuck out of his attacks with like muscle coming out of his arm, like extra muscle. And Muscular can't do shit honestly. He tries to like go full power or something, but he like Izuku just beats the shit out of him. He literally cannot do anything. Muscular can't do shit. And so basically they all obviously like not all, like basically Muscular is beaten, and Izuku understands that most likely more villains are here, excluding, or like more villains than more than one villains are there, right? And so he takes Kora, and he gives him to Aizawa to protect him, and he starts like teleporting to the people, to like the other students, and like protecting them, and also teleporting them to like the middle where Aizawa is, so that he can destroy the villains like easily. And so he like literally fucking burns the whole fucking, what's it called, the whole fucking forest. It literally is burned down, and all the villains are fucking knocked out, almost dead. And so Izuku like finds them, he takes them like right next to Aizawa, he activates his quirk on them, and then they're like restricted and shit, like they're put on cuffs, and Izuku like teleports them back to like police station and shit. And yeah, they're all in prison, every single one of them, like every motherfucking single one of them, okay? No toga, no nothing, okay? No Dabi. I guess Dabi would be kind of cool to like have, just for Izuku to show off, but like we can see, I don't know. Yeah, anyways, Izuku like goes back after like leaving the villains to like the police to handle them, and he goes back, and everyone, like Kora is fucking surprised, like how can he do that? Like people normally have like one quirk, how did he do that? Because he had fire, he had teleportation, and he had the same fucking quirk as that guy. And so like everyone is fucking impressed with Izuku. Also like his class is also impressed, but like less, because they know he's so overpowered, and like Aizawa is chill with it right now, like by this point. And so they like continue with the training, and Izuku says, can I like just go sleep? It's honestly better training for me to sleep than like actually train with you. And they say, I guess you can, and he just goes to sleep. He like sleeps 24/7 for like 3 days, honestly. And so that is a 123 3 years, yeah, that's 3 years. Why do I calculate in 8 hours? What the fuck? Yeah, it's 3 years of training like in 3 days. That's how fucking broken that ability is. And so Izuku like comes back, and he kind of like found a new way to control his quirk in those 3 years, of which they did not really train martial arts. They trained for about 2 months of martial arts, and everything else was quirk control. And so Izuku like kind of combined, or like used like 2 quirks at once. And by 2 quirks I mean not at once, not really at once, but like in combination, or like in tandem basically. And so he used cremation and poltergeist to like manipulate the fire way fucking better, right? And so basically Izuku is more broken now, okay? That's basically what I want to say. Anyways, they like continue with the training. Obviously he actually has like 2 days left with them, so he actually trains with them to teach them a little bit of martial arts, or like how to handle people. Kind of like the training that Uraraka did with the gunhead hero, right? So yeah, they basically learn a little bit of martial arts from Izuku. Even Aizawa learns a bit, okay? Yeah, even Aizawa learns a bit, which is fucking impressive, bro. Like no, like for them it's impressive, but not for Izuku and us, obviously. And now that I'm thinking about it, this for what if is most likely going to be over 3 hours, which is fucking crazy, because I have a whole lot of things that I want to do with Izuku, right? I want to make him overall like so fucking broken he breaks the laws of reality. That's how strong I want to make him. So it's most likely going to be like 2-3 hours minimum, okay? So yeah, have fun, I guess. But anyways, like after they've like trained, they obviously like go back to UA and back to their hometown, I guess. And so they also like continue with the actual like schoolwork and shit. But then wait, what the fuck is it? Wait, let me check, I forgot. Yeah, now it's the day of the provisional license, or like the next, I guess, yeah, it's the day of the provisional license exam, okay? Where like they get their provisional license. Well, Deku is not allowed to go in there. He's literally like I don't want to say the word, but you know what I mean, right? He's restricted from going like anywhere around this place, okay? He literally is denied access to existence near that place, okay? What the fuck am I doing with my life? I've had this moment 15 times in this video already. Yeah. Anyways, like, Deku is not allowed to go in there, okay? He's literally just given the provisional license exam, the provisional license, and he just leaves, okay? Now everyone else does their thing, and it's the same as in the original, okay? So, like, Bakugo and Todoroki, as well as the other people, like, don't pass. And the thing is, because, like, Toga wasn't there for her to, like, take the place of Kami, I believe it was the girl with the illusion quirk. So she passes, actually, and she doesn't go to the... What is it called, bro? The fucking extra classes for the exam, okay? So anyways, now everyone has like their provisional license, hero license, I guess. And now they all have to like choose, I guess, a person to like have them work, right? Or like they have to work with heroes and shit. And Izuku like goes as like in the original with Night Eye, but this time not because of All Might, but because of his foresight quirk, right? Because he actually finds a foresight quirk and like an information quirk very, very interesting and very like similar to what he has kind of learned over the years of training with Baki, of like literally like sensing intent and shit, or like having an instinct, I guess. And so he just wants to go with Sir Night Eye, and he doesn't really object, because in the original he objected because Izuku like got the quirk instead of Mirio. So yeah, there is no objection to like Izuku like working with Night Eye, so it's very fine. And when they start, obviously they like do the normal patrols and shit, and suddenly like they like listen and like they see that a small girl is like running out of an alleyway, right? An alleyway, like a dark alleyway. And she like runs up to Deku and she hugs him and she says, "Please don't let me go, I don't want to go back." Like she cries and shit, like, and she does the same thing that she does in the original, but this time Izuku just doesn't fucking wait at all, okay? He just doesn't let her like keep being scared, okay? And so literally Izuku creates a portal right under Hasai, like not Hasai, yeah, Hasai is his name, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. He creates a portal right under Overhaul's feet, and what am I saying? I'm having too much less stimulation right now, I don't know. I need my Starboy surfers. But yeah, he creates a portal right under his feet and right on top of him, and so he's like literally fucking stuck in an infinite loop of portals. And yeah, basically Eri is saved. Mirio is fucking like, "Damn boy, how did you do that, bro? You're so OP," like everyone says at the start while like meeting in Deku, right? And so like Eri is saved, and they bring her back to Sir Night Eye. They explain to him what happened, and Izuku like brings back also Overhaul, and Sir Night Eye says, "How did you even do that? We've been trying to catch this guy for years now, and you did it in one day?" And like he's very fucking like confused, impressed, and everything of the above. And yeah, literally he gets caught. They don't chop off his hands, so, like unfortunately, because like if you chop off his hands, he's literally useless. But they do like give him the cuffs, right? Or the cuffs, I guess. I don't know how it's called. Yeah, and so he cannot use his quirk, and he's put in Tartarus, the prison, right? The high-grade prison where everyone fucking breaks out of, like, constantly in the My Hero Academia universe. But yeah, and so basically the Hasaikai raid arc just doesn't happen, okay? And no one gets to get hurt, no Mirio gets to lose their quirks, okay? So literally Izuku saved lives, okay? He's literally the literal goat of goatnestism, okay? He's the most goated goat of the history of goats, okay? More goated than All Might, the All Goat himself. The Might Goat. What am I doing? The Goat Might. Yeah, the Goat Might. He's literally called Goat Might for real. But yeah, sorry for that. I'll try like not rambling too much. But yeah, basically Izuku like literally solos Hasaikai, and so he does not get to like hurt anyone, or like the raid doesn't even happen. Now after a while it's the school festival where it basically happens, and everyone, it goes basically the same except that La Brava and Gentle Thief or something, I don't remember his name. But basically those two like get caught by Izuku easily because he still had to go like get the rope or something what he needed to like get, but he instantly restricted them, okay? He wasn't that way as weak as he was in the original, right? So he instantly restricts them, they get caught. They like Izuku understands that they're mostly like misunderstood, and he tries to like help them via like not getting them in prison. But they get like a year or two in prison, and then they're like free to leave, right? But they have to like not be villains, and they're like constantly in like under watch. And like for the next like few months, they have like actual school with no interruptions and shit because most of the villains have been captured. But like except obviously like All for One, Gigantomachia, and like some like OP ass villains and shit. Of which in those like let's say like 4 to 5 months of actual like school, I guess, Izuku gets to like leave. He doesn't have to come to school. In some days like he like comes like maybe once a week. He like goes in like have like learn a bit, I guess, even though he knows most of the things that they teach. And like he like wants to interact with his classmates and shit because he's a very social guy. But yeah, he like goes once a week for those 5 months to like what's it called like interact with them and like learn a bit maybe. But it's mostly to like interact with his classmates and friends. And so the other like rest of the months, I guess, that he has left for like doing whatever he wants, he trains with Baki, okay? And this time he literally goes fucking berserk, okay? He literally goes gar mode at the training. He literally trains so fucking hard his quirk, like so fucking hard his body fucking almost destroys, okay? And so after a whole long of fucking training, do you know what happens? One of his fucking quirks awakened. Now what quirk is that? I'm gonna say it's cremation, okay? Because cremation is quite cool of a quirk, and I kind of have a very cool idea of what it could be as an awakened version, right? Or like, if you wanna actually know how cremation works, or like how blue fire works, I guess they call it blue fire in the what's it called in the wiki, but like I've seen people like call it cremation, right? So I'm gonna call it cremation, and cremation just so called a fucking name, bro. Yeah, basically cremation is a result of Endeavor's hellfire and his mom's like frost quirk. But as we see in the anime, basically he kind of awakens fire resistance, and he like actually also has cold resistance. So I would think maybe the awakening could be he just gets 2 quirks instead of like having 1. So the first quirk is going to be called Blue Nova, which is just fucking like super fucking human levels of heat, or like solar levels of heat and fire that are like controlled like nearly perfectly, right? It's basically an extra fucking arm of his, right? is basically second nature, like breathing basically. And the second part of the quirk is going to be Ice Age, which is basically just his ice resistance, and also awakening an ice quirk within like his cremation quirk that he had. And so he gets 2 quirks from one, right? Blue Nova, because like Blue Fire and Supernova, and Ice Age, because like Ice Age is like cold as fuck and like ice. And so, yeah, Izuku literally fucking awakened his quirk and he names them Blue Nova and Ice Age, of which they basically are the kind of peak of like fire and ice, I guess. They're fucking powerful ice and fire quirks, okay? And by powerful I mean continental at least, okay? Continental at least. Maybe even higher, okay? Maybe even higher. Maybe 2 continents. Maybe. Who knows? I don't. I know, but like I'm not gonna say. Nah, I would say it's like closer to 1.5 continents, okay? So yeah, do with that whatever you want, okay? So bro awakened his quirk, and he realizes he can just awaken every single one of his quirks, right? And so like they have like a reunion type of thing, or like a party at Christmas. Now it's Christmas time, right? Where like we're shown this in the anime of like them having a kind of small party on Christmas. And so like Izuku like attends, not in the dorms because like they didn't really have to build the dorms, but they go to, let's say they go to Momo's house because she's the richest, right? So they go to Momo's house, they have a giant ass party, and all the teachers are there. What was that? And all the teachers are there basically, and also like Eri is there, and like the third years are there, like Mirio, Sanitar and Nejire, right? Tamaki, yeah, I believe his name was Tamaki. Tamaki and Mirio and Nejire are there, okay? So they're having basically a great ass time, like doing karaoke, right? Like they're having a giant ass party, bro. They can do whatever they want. And like as I said, Eri is there, so everyone is like surrounding Eri, like wanting to know what's been happening with her. Can she control her quirk? She has so much of a powerful quirk and shit. Like they're praising her, and she feels very happy, right? And so yeah, the party passes, and Izuku like goes home. He like goes to sleep. And he's like still trains with Baki, right? And mind they tell you all the time that basically I forgot to tell you that he's training with Baki. He was training with Baki, okay? So like yeah, he's been like training with Baki, and I would say he's been most likely training for over like 300 years by now. Just because of the like giant amount of time that he had like sleeping. And like 3 years in 3 days is crazy, okay? Like he's been training so much, he kind of deserves an awakening, okay? And so for the next 5 to 6 months, they're now second years, and for the next 6 months, Izuku just doesn't go to school at all, like 0, and he just continues training. Yeah, he literally awakens one more quirk. What quirk is it? It's going to be muscle augmentation, and I'm going through the list, okay? I have a literal list of like what powers I've given to like the awakened or the evolved versions of the quirk site, and thank you ChatGPT, okay? Like, cause motherfucker helped a whole lot, okay? So muscle augmentation evolves into the quirk called evolution. Now, why the fuck do I call it evolution? I call it evolution because he can create like muscle, right? But if you actually like see muscular, he creates too much muscle, and by that I mean he cannot fucking handle the muscle. So it must mean that he has like enhanced body, right? Like enhanced bones at least. And so I took that concept and just evolved his power to like having a regeneration to like the max, as well as like creating more body parts, maybe like he does with muscles, or like boosting adrenaline. You know, he has just giant fucking amount of healing, a giant amount of like strength, and like everything is just enhanced, and he can regenerate whatever he wants of his body. Now with like a whole lot of training, he can like apply that to other people, so like he can heal them. But yeah, so yeah, now Izuku is going to fully go back to school, because he had about an 11-month absence of school that he was allowed to like have. And so he goes back to school, and he like starts learning, I guess. He like says, I already know all of this, I literally studied it. And how did he study it? While he was like, while he's training with what's his name, Baki, he can obviously, as I believe I said, he can summon books, and it like 10 books. So he like summoned the books that UA has and like teaches, and so he knows everything. And in that day, that the first day that he goes back, a giant fucking invasion happens, bro. A literal giant fucking invasion of Gigantomachia, all for one. And some fucking background characters, as well as Shigaraki 2.0, okay? This is like a fucking second guy that he found off the fucking streets. He gave him every single fucking quirk he could have, and he tried to enhance him to the max. He's an ultimate Nomu, basically. And basically, they're having a giant ass army going towards UA. And basically, Izuku literally fucking... Damn, I said too many words right there. Basically, Izuku senses their blood killing intent / hurting intent, and says, I have to go to the toilet, okay? Just stay there, okay? Don't do anything, he says, and he leaves. And so he jumps off the not the door, bro, the fucking window, okay? He jumps off the window, he goes up to them, he fucking burns every single one of them, okay? They're burned to a crisp, but not dead, okay? They're literally all knocked out, except Gigantomachia, the successor, I guess, and All for One. Now, the successor is quite easy to deal with, because he has mental abilities. He has mostly mental abilities as well as physical abilities, but his power that he was granted, like first and his most powerful, I guess, ability is mind bending or like mind manipulation, but he tries to use that on Izuku, it just doesn't work. His willpower is just too strong, okay? And so he just gets beaten with fucking like metal pipes. He fucking telekinetically controls metal pipes, fucking pounding the guy, okay? And not in the way you think, okay? He just fucking like takes the pipes and fucking pushes them into his fucking face, okay? This guy is almost fucking dead, okay? He needs fucking plastic surgery 15 times in the millisecond to fix his face, okay? That's how badly he's fucked, okay? Now, All for One sees that, and he commands Gigantomachia to like start attacking him, right? And kill him. But it just doesn't work. All for One. Izuku like fucking bulks up. He fucking creates a giant version of himself via like fucking muscle and shit, and like he creates a giant ass body that he's in. Literally, just think of literally, bro makes a mecha, a giant version of himself that he goes into in fucking pilots, but like it's basically his body now. So he does that, he creates an extra body that's 15 times bigger or something, like as big as a Gigantomachia, and he just starts fighting with Gigantomachia, right? And he just throwing the craziest fucking moves, bro, the craziest martial art moves. He like fucking spin kicks the guy, he does the craziest shit, and after like 2-3 minutes of fighting, Izuku says, "You're a good fighter." Like he respects him, because like he had pure like instinct. He had the instinct of a fighter, not the actual skill, but the actual instinct. So he respects that at least. Now it comes down to All for One versus Izuku, right? All for One tries to like throw all his quirks at Izuku, like the same thing that he did to All Might with when they fought, like the second time, but way more, including like a better teleportation quirk. But the teleportation quirk that he has is inferior to like Warp Gate, and so he just loses, okay? All for One literally loses, not like that easily, because just the amount of quirks that he had did make it a bit challenging, but like by a bit I mean it's like 0.1% challenging. If everything else is 0, this was 0.1, okay? That's how like strong he was by this point. And All For One like kept like under the radar just to be able to destroy Izuku, because he learned that a guy with 4 quirks was destroying everyone. And like he lost, okay? All For One lost. Oh my god, bro. I fucking thought of an idea for like a plotline, maybe. Like a small plotline. Look at me, okay? Listen to me, okay? All For One, because he lost, he, for like a last ditch effort, tries to fucking like put All For One, the quirk, into Izuku to like take over him, because his like mental strength thinks is stronger than a kid's, of which bro is literally fucking 300 plus years old. But yeah, he like thinks he has better like willpower, and so he could overpower him, but he fucking fails, and so Izuku gets All For One. Okay, he gets All For One. I did not ever think of giving him All For One, but I guess he has All For One. I like giving him All For One, because that just means he just gets any quirk he wants now. Okay, let's go. Finally. Yeah, that was fucking crazy. Literally, All For One tried for a last ditch effort to like put All For One, the quirk, into Izuku to overpower him in like willpower and just take over his body, but he lost, and now Izuku has All For One. So take the elbows, oh. That's fucking crazy. I just like literally just came up with this. I did never fucking plan to like give Izuku All For One. But yeah, now Izuku has All For One. He understands the power because it just fucking went to his mental space. And like not his mental space by like Baki, but like mental space My Hero Academia. And what I mean by that is basically the vestige world of like One For All. Kind of that, but different, okay? Because now he has 2 mental spaces. The vestige world, where All For One and all the vestiges go to, and or like I guess it's 2 different ones that can be connected, but the All For One version, and the mental space of like hyperbolic time chamber. And now those 2 fucking merge together, or like they like have a door between each other, and now like Baki can go through the door, right? And he has a fucking giant ass house in there with everything, bro. Like bro can fucking chill the fuck out even more. There's a giant fucking jacuzzi and shit, because those things like didn't really exist in the hyperbolic time chamber. He only had like bath and shit, like food, like some shelter, but he didn't have like luxuries. And so like Bucky's fucking hyped. He says, bro, you're so good, man, thank you so much for this, because like bro had nothing for like 300 years plus, right? And so yeah, now Izuku has All For One. What does he do with it? He goes up to the class, and he says, no, it's fine now, I dealt with them. And Aizawa like asks him, what do you mean? Oh, there was a villain invasion and just like destroyed them. And Aizawa asks, what do you mean you destroyed them? And Izuku says, oh, like most of them are dead. And Aizawa says, what? Like you can't kill. Why did you kill them? And Izuku says, I have a question, Aizawa. Why the fuck don't you kill them, huh? Why don't we kill the people who want to kill us? Why should we like give them mercy and not kill them? But when they fucking escape out of prison, they go to kill again. Literally the fucking Batman problem, huh? Fuck. But yeah, basically Izuku fucking lectures Aizawa of killing is the correct way to deal with a villain. A person who wants to kill you should fucking die. That's the punishment they get, not fucking get imprisoned. And like Izuku is fucking mad at him. He fucking screams. Like and Aizawa like shuts up basically, and he says, go sit down. And Izuku like sits down and shit, and they continue the lesson. And after like in the break, right, they have a break to like go and eat and shit. Izuku goes up to Aizawa and tells him, where is Eri? And he says, oh, she's at XYZ quarters, right? Like I don't fucking know. And then she's in that building, like in that room, right? Because like she lives in UA now. She lives in UA now. And so he goes up to her, and he says, hey Eri, I kind of like maybe have a way to like let you know how to use your quirk. And she says, oh really? And Izuku says, oh yeah, maybe. I'm not sure, but I might do. And so he like touches her. He like takes her quirk. He makes a copy of it. He keeps the copy for himself, and the original he gives back to Eri, right? And so they both have now the quirk. But because like Izuku's body is so adaptive, and like evolution, like the evolution of muscle augmentation, called evolution, like lets him like adapt and control his body like any way he really wants. The horn can like appear and disappear basically, and he can really create the horn anywhere he wants in his on his body. So he says, I'm going to be back in like tomorrow, and he says bye, and like Eri like greets him out and shit. And he goes like to Aizawa and says, I'm going to leave in like tomorrow, tell Eri I'm coming, okay? And he says, you can't leave. Like Aizawa says to Izuku, he can't fucking leave, he has school. And Izuku says, do you want Eri to control her powers or not? And Aizawa says, what? You can help her? And Izuku says, yeah, if you let me go to my home, then yeah, I can do that. And Aizawa says, fine, you can go, but be back by tomorrow. And so like Izuku goes home, he sleeps. He can obviously like as I said, like go anytime he wants there, but like sleeping is just the easier way because his body isn't really in any kind of real danger, or like he's not standing. And so he like goes to sleep. He goes to Baki and tells him there's a power, an extra power that I just got, or like 2 I guess. And he says, what? I got the power to fucking steal and copy Quirks. What? How did you do that? Well, the fucking dumbass of a villain like tried to fucking like mind control me with his power by fucking giving it to me, and I just fucking overpowered him like with willpower, and now the fucking quirk is mine. And Baki says, well, that's kind of expected if you have the same fucking willpower as me, or maybe even stronger, right? So like Baki asks him, so what's the second quirk? And he says, well, I just copied the Eri's quirk. And he asks, who is Eri? Oh, Izuku says. I was about to say Aizuku, what the fuck? Izuku tells Baki that she's the girl that he told him about, that he saved from the crazy motherfucker. And Baki like listens, and Izuku like tells him she has a fucking rewind quirk. And Baki asks, what does that even mean? Like, can you like rewind the things or like time? And Izuku tells him most likely she can rewind matter, or like matter of living beings. So let's train, question mark. And he actually like says verbally question mark. And Baki says, what do you want to do? And Izuku says, can I test the power on you? And Baki like tries to fucking run away, like just for the goofiness of the moment, right? Like does the goofy shit of like Izuku like chasing him. And after a while they all like stop, and he like Baki says, okay fine, I guess it doesn't even really matter, since I can just like regenerate, because like they have infinite regeneration and shit. So like after a minute of getting hurt they get regenerated, so they have a minute to like activate the quirk, and then it just comes back. They go back to the original form that they came in, I guess, or like Baki at least came in, and Izuku at his peak, I guess, like 16 years old or something. And so, or like his current form, and yeah, no, it's the body that they came in with, yeah. Anyways, like they start like training for a year, a complete year, and so Izuku like gets the hang of it, and he understands that there is a kind of an accumulation ability of the quirk, of which it needs energy to like function. So yeah, he like says, fuck, this is quite useful and useless at the same time, because who the fuck is going to wait for years to like regenerate a limb? And who is that person going to be? Obviously Izuku, because he can just like train normally and just not use the quirk, and then just have near infinite like energy. But he says, I can help her, I guess, I know how it works now, but it's still going to be hard for her to use it, since it has so many like drawbacks. And like Baki tells him, so Izuku, are you like dumb? And Izuku says, no, why is that? Why you calling me dumb? And Baki says, well, you fucking dumbass. You can evolve Quirks. Why don't you just evolve this Quirk and then just give the evolved version to her? And Izuku says, I can just fucking give her an evolved version of her Quirk, bro. That's too fucking cheating. And I don't even know if her body can even handle it. And Baki says, well, why don't you just bring her here for her to train? And Izuku says, wait, I can do that? Well, obviously you can. You have fucking mastered the way to enter here. You've been doing that. You've been fucking going to the toilet and entering here whenever like you had to go to the toilet. Well, I guess I have been doing that, huh? And kind of subconsciously you have been doing that, yes. Like Baki says. And so he says, like Izuku says, fine, I'll bring her tomorrow. You better do that, like Baki says. And so he goes back. He explains to Aizawa that he kind of knows how it works, or how Eri's Quirk works, but he needs 3 or like 4 days to train her. So he will either have to come here or like her to go to his house, which most likely she will be going to him. So he asks Aizawa, so if like Eri, for him to train Eri in his house or at his house. And so after like a whole lot of convincing of like Izuku can do it, obviously, Aizawa like caves in and he allows him. And so for the next 4 days, like quote unquote 4 days or like 4 years for them, Izuku like enters the mind space with Eri because of the full-on fucking mastery he has with the power. And she says, where are we? And Izuku says, oh, that's my mind space. I call it the hyperbolic time chamber. And she asks, what's actually this place? And he says, it's actually where kind of I go when I sleep and when I actually want to. So I found out yesterday that I can bring people here. So we're going to be training for the next 4 years here. And she says, like, what, 4 years? We can't just train 4 years here. You said 4 days, not 4 years. And he like explains to her that a year here is a day there. So she like calms down and they start training. And yeah, basically she learns how to control her powers. And yeah, she's quite good at it, right? So after 4 days they go back to school. And Eri like shows Aizawa that she knows how to use her powers. And she goes up to All Might. She touches him suddenly, and All Might says, well, what's up, little Eri? Or young Eri, I guess, maybe. And he starts fucking like getting buffer and buffer by the second. And he's like literally completely like healed. And in this timeline, no one got All for One for All. And I would say All Might is actually gonna give One for All to Eri. Because Eri can like actually like revert her body to like before she was like injured or like she dies. So she's kind of a perfect like candidate, right? And so basically what happens is they all like finish school, obviously. Izuku becomes a pro hero, and basically since like almost the start of the series, not the start of the series, but the start of like Izuku being a hero or like going to school, he's been gaining like more and more attention from everyone, and so he becomes the race god. Okay, he gets every girl. He literally gets every girl. Even Toga fangirls over him. Okay, she fangirls over him so fucking badly that she like vows to like everything in existence, even herself, to not be a villain anymore. To like not drink blood, but not be a villain, because like drinking blood is a part of her quirk and part of her, honestly. And so they release her with Izuku's like command, because like Toga wanted to talk to him, right? And they like talked for a while, and he decided to let her go. And now basically bro has every single girl in the anime. Okay, and if you can think of a Horace woman in the anime, he has her. Okay, he literally fucking has her. Bro literally is the guy you should worry about. Okay, he has more rays than no Mudeko. Okay, and no Mudeko got the monster rays, And you know how fucking good the monster is against women, right? You've read the Beauty and the Beast, right? You've seen the movie. You know how fucking OP the beast mode Riz is, right? The charisma. And so Izuku literally becomes the Riz god, and he like obviously like gets what's it called, overhaul. He gets all the powers that are actually like good to have, and he actually is the one person that's going to be able to use every single power that exists in the My Hero Academia verse to its actual peak potential. So he copies creation, overhaul, Star and Stripe, because like is it Star and Stripe? No, it's called New Order. He copies New Order from Star and Stripe because she quite likes him in both ways of like friendliness and like hero-ness and also romantic-ness-ism. So why am I saying it like that? I don't know. But yeah, he literally copies, or like, yeah, he copies New Order, creation, overhaul, obviously as we said, rewind, what else? Zero gravity is just to enhance his poltergeist quirk. Then I would say he also copies what's it called, half hot half cold, to enhance obviously his blue nova and ice age quirk. And he actually also like copies the quirk of the class 1B student. Let me check real quick what his fucking name and quirk is, because I genuinely don't fucking know his quirks, or like his honestly his mother name. I don't even know, bro. Class 1B. What's happening, bro? I don't know. You know, what am I doing, bro? I'm literally fucking rapping. Who is it? Who's the guy? Senkai Kaibara? Is it this guy? No, that's the Gyrate guy. Yosetsu Awase. Let's see what his quirk is. Okay. Where the fuck is his quirk? Bro? Yeah, no. It's a welding thingy. Yeah, the welding quirk. Let me see how it's actually called though. What the fuck? Yeah, his quirk is called Weld. And so he literally copies that as well, because it's a fucking broken quirk if you really think about it, okay? If you actually like think about the quirk and how it could be used, just think about it, okay? A guy has the ability to combine things to the molecular level, to the atomic level, okay? And if you actually train this quirk, you can make it so fucking godlike, it's not even a joke anymore, okay? And so, like, Izuku only copies those quirks for now. Let me check what other quirks are in, like, the class 1B, okay? So we can, like, get them out of there. And, like, yeah, so Izuku can obviously, like, train them, okay? No, maybe. No, probably not. Yo, that's good. Okay, so basically Izuku is going to get twin impact from the short guy that was in the team of Monoma against like a class 1A and shit. So twin impact he gets, which makes him like have a second attack, which is way stronger, which is fucking OP if you like actually think about it. And so he gets all of these quirks. And now what Deku is going to be like doing is going to sleep. And you know why he's going to sleep by this point, okay? He's going to train with Baki. And this time actually he brings like all the people that he cares about, I guess all his girlfriends and shit. He brings all his girlfriends, his like friends and shit, and they actually all like train with Baki, and everyone like learns what's it called? Everyone learns martial arts. They actually learn quite good martial arts. And the thing is, they like stay there for how much time? Like a year? And by a year I mean outside a year. So 365 years, I guess. Or like, no, yeah, 365 years. Which means Izuku has been training for over, what? 800 years by now? 800, 900 years? Let's say he's been training for 1,000 years. Which is fucking crazy. He's been training for 1,000 years, And finally, after those 1,000 years, obviously Izuku has awakened all of the quirks that I told you, right? And now, Warp Gate was the first one to awaken because it was one of his his third most used quirk. And so he literally awakens it, and it can just become a mist that he can manipulate to like erase space, like kind of like the hand from JoJo's, or like he has also like a storage space in there. Even though he has like the infinite space of the hyperbolic time chamber, he has extra space in there. He can erase space. He can manipulate the mist type of energy that is portals, and he can like create constructs out of the portals, and also like predict, I guess, automatically where attacks are going to be, so like he can teleport them away from him. So like imagine Izuku like getting punched to the fucking stomach, right? And when he's about to like get punched, a portal like gets created right where the enemy's fist is, and so it gets teleported right behind their like head, and so they punch themselves. That's kind of how it would work, okay? And now the fourth quirk that he awakens from his original or his last original quirk, Poltergeist, it awakens to Vector Shift. And what does that even fucking mean, right? What's a vector? What's a shift? What's a vector shift? I don't actually know, okay? I don't actually know. I believe like it's something about speed and shit. So what the vector shift ability or like the vector shift quirk is going to be able to do is just manipulate the speed of things. So if something is not moving, he can just make it move. So it's movement manipulation by this point. And because of the welding quirk that he has awakened, let's call it alchemy, okay? Let's call it alchemy, because welding, alchemy kind of works. So let's call it like alchemy, okay? And so what alchemy can do now is deconstruct something and reconstruct it in a way, or no, let's call it welding and overhaul have combined into a quirk, since I could have like I did like make cremation into two quirks, right? So yeah, overhaul and what's it called? Welding and overhaul have now combined into a quirk called alchemy. And now what alchemy does is take what's there and literally either combine those two things or just change them completely. And now how will like Izuku use that? He's going to use that to fucking upgrade all his quirks and himself, okay? Now don't ask me how, I don't know how, like I just thought of this, okay? Nope, just thought of how I can like use it. Basically, you know how I said I was going to like use zero gravity to improve vector shift or like poltergeist? Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. Basically, we're going to use alchemy to fuse like zero gravity and vector shift to an even better quirk, which I don't even know the name of. Let's call it movement manipulation or something, or like something maybe like a bit more like fantasy maybe. But let's still like call it vector shift with like more of also like gravitation abilities instead of just movement. It can also manipulate like gravity and magnetism, I guess, because like magnetism is like just a worse version of gravity, right? And as I also said, Blue Nova and Ice Age are going to be combined with half hot, half cold to have a better version. And so they're still called Blue Nova and Ice Age, but like they're stronger. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the My Hero story, of like the My Hero part of the story. Izuku obviously becomes #1 hero, he saves everyone. And after basically Izuku like awakens everything and everything, Izuku like realizes he's almost a god. He's almost, maybe like even a bit to the strength of like Just to M, right? He might be like 1% the strength of Just to M, but he still is close to a god, closer than anyone in this world could ever be. Oh, and he also like combines evolution / muscle augmentation with twin impact just for like him to have 2 or like multiple times more strength and shit. So yeah, now what I was saying is basically Izuku like thinks I'm like closer to him more than anyone in this planet. So why don't I just go to other planets or like to other worlds? And so he thinks of like going to another world, right? And he like is in like training with Baki alone, and he asks Baki, "Do you wanna go back?" And Baki says, "Huh? What do you mean? Do you wanna go back to your world? Do you wanna fight again with your father? Do you want to win?" And Baki says, "Wait, you can do that?" And Izuku says, "Well, I don't know, but like we can try. I'm the closest thing to God right now." And Baki says, "I guess, sure, I do want to. Like, I don't want to stay here forever. I'm obviously your best's buddy, right? I like legally obligated to be here, okay? I'm godly obligated to be here, so I'm obviously always going to be with you, so yeah, if you want to, you can like get me there if you want to. I don't really know. I can't do, but I don't really want to, you get me? I want to and I don't want to. That's basically how Baki wants to, like feels right now." And so like Izuku for the next month of like training, he doesn't like train at all and just trains his mental space of like thinking of what Baki tells him. And like he, after like a month of training, manages to open a portal to Baki's world. And so what happens now is they both go in, and now Baki, because of plot, he can now exit the hyperbolic time chamber, right? And now why can he even like exit the hyperbolic time chamber? That's because I'm just allowed him to, okay? And yeah, basically they go back to the Baki world, and the thing is, no time passed between like Baki's death and like the current time of the My Hero Academia verse, right? Or like the hyperbolic time chamber verse, right? Yeah, so basically Baki goes back and he says, hey dad, like, and they see like dead body Baki and like alive Baki with a weird guy right next to him. And so they're fucking like confused and shit, what's happening. And like Baki says, "Oh, that's my bestest friend right now, like right here." And like he's the strongest in the universe, even in the galaxy, you know. Why am I like stop rapping, bro, what the fuck? He's the strongest in the universe, he's strongest in the galaxy, he can beat the shit out of you. And I'm not talking waxening, okay? I don't know, what am I doing? Yeah, anyways, like Baki says that he's the strongest, he might just be even stronger than him, basically. And so Hijiro says, and what's that going to do? Like what's this going to do? Like he's stronger than you, but I'm stronger than you, so is he stronger than me? No, Baki says, you didn't realize what I was talking about. He's stronger than me right now, not stronger than me back then. And what like Baki means is he's trained for like 1,000 years plus with Deku, so yeah. And like Yujiro doesn't realize, and so Baki starts fighting him to like show him what he means. And so he doesn't kill Yujiro because he's too fucking strong to kill him. He like pities Yujiro, right? And so he just lets him live, but like Yujiro is fucking stunned. How did he get so strong in like a millisecond? And how is he fucking alive, honestly? And so like Baki explains to his friends, quote unquote, what happened. And they are like, what the fuck? And yeah, that's that part of the story with Baki, right? With the Baki verse. Now what's happening next is Izuku suddenly like opens a portal to a random world, right? And he's into the Dragon Ball verse. Let's go! He just teleported into the Dragon Ball verse. Now what's going to happen in the Dragon Ball verse is he is going to ask around and shit, because he doesn't know everything, obviously. He's going to ask around on Earth. He's obviously on Earth, and he asks around, and he suddenly like spawns like, or like spots like Goku, and he doesn't seem like human-y kinda. He seems like he has a quirk or like something similar. And he goes asks him, what's this world, bruh? And he asks like a Deku, like a Goku like explains and shit. Like a little bit explains, because he doesn't realize what they mean. And Izuku like explains to him that they're multiversal like outer-versal fucking beings that came from a completely different universe. And Deku says, like Goku says, oh yeah, I know that, like I've been doing that already. And Deku is like stunned. What do you mean you've been doing that? Oh yeah, I've been going from universe 7 to 6 to like 12, like etc, etc. And the fuck do you mean? Izuku says, like, the fuck do you mean? This is most likely a fucking different multiverse, not just universe. And so, like, Deku, or like Goku gets him up to the Grand Priest. And basically, the Grand Priest, like, sees him. And he understands he's from a completely different timeline and multiverse. And Goku's fucking stunned. Like, what the fuck? I thought he was just another universe guy. And Izuku says, well, the thing is, most likely, my god is stronger than your god. So, yeah. What the fuck do you mean? Like, the Grand Priest says, well, the god that gave me these powers is just so fucking broken, bro. He has all the aura in the world. And so he like shows off his powers, and they see that it doesn't use ki at all. And so like the Grand Priest tells him he can like he explains to him everything that's happening, and he explains him obviously about the Dragon Balls and shit, because he doesn't feel any ill intent towards or like from Deku and Baki, obviously, because Baki came with him obviously. Now Goku like shows him the Dragon Balls. And Goku says, yo, here, dude, make a wish. And Izuku asks, for what does he ask? Let me think, okay? I kind of have an idea now of like what he might have like, or he will like wish for. And it's like information about like universes like this, where they are like completely different, like in space-time and shit from his own. So he asks for that, and the Shenron cannot like do that. So like Goku says, well, I guess we can do shit about it, huh? And Deku says, did I say Goku says like we can't do shit about it, and Deku says like, is there any other way? Well, I guess maybe if we go for the Super Dragon Balls, but like no other way except that. And so Izuku says, can we go for the Super Dragon Balls? Maybe, I don't fucking know. And so like basically the Grand Priest trains Izuku, with Goku as well. And so Goku becomes a fucking angel god of like angel Super Saiyan 2, I guess he gains by the end of this training. And they're going into hyperbolic time chamber plus like gravity shit, plus like a fucking god of like martial arts. And also Baki learns like how to use ki as well as Izuku, and so they learn how to use ki and shit. And Izuku has an idea of what he wants to wish for from like Shenron, right? So he goes back, he like collects the Dragon Balls, and he wishes from Shenron to have the additional like benefits of being a Saiyan. Not be a Saiyan, but have the benefits of being a Saiyan. Of everything that like benefits like the Saiyans, like higher like willpower, the tail so that they can transform into a Nuzaru, like the Super Saiyan states that they can gain, the Zenkai boosts, etc, etc. They can have, he can have it, okay? He literally has it now. Except like aside from the craziness for battle and shit, and all the bad sides of being a Saiyan. So now he's like Saiyan and shit, and he trains and he trains and he trains, and he gets Angel Ki or like God Ki Angel mode, and he gets Angel Super Saiyan 1. Like one lower than Goku, because like having different kinds of keys like makes different kinds of like series of Super Saiyan modes, right? So yeah, literally Izuku like it took obviously like more than 100 years, I would say. And because Izuku already is like adapted to how's it called, like his own hyperbolic time chamber, it has allowed him to become nearly immortal when he is in a hyperbolic time chamber, even if it's like an angel formed hyperbolic time chamber. So he's nearly immortal in there, and he and Baki can like infinitely train with the Grand Priest, but Goku obviously can't, except if he like wished for immortality, but he's not gonna do that because he's dumb. Okay, so Yeah, Izuku and Baki have like trained, and Baki has gotten a Baki Max form, let's call it. Baki Ultimate. Baki Ultimate fucking like is goated. No, let's call it Ultimate Baki, okay? Of which he like fucking boosts himself so fucking much with ki that he literally becomes a fucking superhuman. Of which he already is, but like I mean a god human. And yeah, they literally learn and shit. And finally there is I guess a second Torment of Power, of which they like do that shit, and like Baki and Izuku are the only ones to go against like all the other universes. They win like easily, and so they get the Golden Dragon Balls. And Izuku asks for information about like other universes like these, where they're different from his own in like multiversal levels of scale, right? Like they're like different timelines, and bro can fucking hop through them, but he doesn't know where he fucking hopping, okay? Where he's fucking hopping, okay? So he wants the information. And so the Super Dragon, like Shenron, Super Shenron, gives him the information, and now he knows like what those universes are, what the power system is, and all of this, right? He knows all the girls from there because he gonna be the Riz god, you get me? And so he like starts going around the Dragon Ball universe, raising up everyone type shit, like Kale, Caulifla, I don't fucking know her name. Caulifla? Some right, like the two Saiyan girls from Universe 6, Chi-Chi, Bulma, obviously Android 18, who else is there? I guess all the female angels, I guess, the goddesses and shit, and like everyone basically. Now he's literally god and shit. And so he leaves with Baki and his girls and shit. And now he goes to what universe? Let's say he goes to the Naruto universe, of which he is actually the strongest of. In the Dragon Ball universe, he was not the strongest because he's not like god level, he's not universe level, but he trained to that level and above, so he's literally the strongest in the Naruto universe. Now he obviously like gains chakra because of his evolution quirk and like his adaptability overall, as he did with ki and shit. So he will get the main power system energy when he gets into the universe, right? Now what's happening is, and so does Baki, right? Because he's like a part of Izuku now. And so they learn about chakra, they learn about the system, and they literally like learn all the fucking basic shit. And might I like add, they have all the fucking like chakra natures, okay? They literally have all the chakra natures. And Izuku, because he's a greedy fuck right now, and he's like a fucking greedy fuck right now, he literally gets all the fucking tailed beasts for himself. He literally just, whoop, it's mine now. You can't do shit about it, it's mine. He fucking takes them, he fucking seals them inside him and shit. They fucking enter the vestige world and the fucking hyperbolic time chamber, and obviously their own version of the mind space, I guess. And now he knows everything about chakra. He has all the hand signs, like he doesn't even need hand signs. He can just think about it and do it because of like his mental training and shit. And he obviously like did train, but yeah. And might I say also, Izuku literally gets all the Has, okay? He gets all the Has from Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, and Naruto now, okay? And everyone in those universes is mad because bro just stole their girl, okay? And so he hops back, he like hops to another universe with Baki, his best friend, and his girls, you get me? And he goes to Bleach. Now, what the fuck is going to happen in Bleach, right? The thing is, I like have an idea, but I'm not really sure about it, so let me just tell you, okay? He's going to be a human in Bleach, okay? He's not gonna get the thingies of the what's it called? The races, the other races, right? Like the Soul Reaper, the Hollows, the Quinces, etc., etc. He's not gonna get them like automatically, but he's like going to adapt to how they work via like fighting people. And so his body, like with the evolution quirk that he has, like the muscle augmentation that evolved, he is literally able to get the upsides of being a Soul Reaper, like a Hollow and a Spada, Quincy, and like a superhuman and shit, and like every like other race basically that he fights, obviously. Not what the fuck are they? Full bringers, because I don't believe like he will find someone that's a full bringer, right? And obviously my boy Deku literally gets all the bleach girls, bro. Damn, bro, fucking girl gets your Richu. Let me be him, bro. Let me be Izuku, please. But yeah, he basically leaves the Bleachverse with Baki, and now he goes to, what does he go to? Let's say Pokemon. He goes to literal Pokemon, okay? I should stop this. I should really stop. But like, I'm going to at least 3 more, okay? At least 3 more, because I want him to be the strongest, okay? But yeah, he goes to the Pokemon verse. He like learns about it and shit, and he catches every single Pokemon, okay? Now he gets all the girls from Pokemon easy. Yeah, he trains all the fighting type Pokemon and like everything. He has a fucking army behind him now. Obviously Baki also catches Pokemon and shit, cause why not? Now let's say he goes to JJK, right, to Jujutsu Kaisen. Now he obviously like adapts to cursed energy. He can see all the cursed spirits and shit, and he like trains with Gojo, I guess, cause like Gojo can't do shit. He is the god of movement, okay? He literally can manipulate movement, Deku, right? So if he can manipulate movement, and Gojo's like infinity literally just like stops or like makes you move slower and slower, he can just manipulate himself to go the same speed. He can literally just do that. So Gojo can't do shit against him. Even with like his with blue, purple and red and shit, he can't do shit. Like Deku is just built like that, okay? And so like he trains with Gojo and like everyone, and so he gets a cursed technique, like an innate curse technique or something, how it's called, I don't know. But yeah, he gets one. It's going to be what's going to be, let's say he gets literally Limitless and the 6 Eyes, because adaptation. That's why he literally like copied what's called Gojo's curse technique, and you can like say that it was the evolution quirk that he has, and also that he has like a whole lot of fucking copying quirks and like creation quirks. And so yeah, he literally just gets Limitless and Limitless, Infinity, a whole lot of fucking cursed energy that he can increase, obviously, because he is not limited to a body, you get me? He can increase any amount of like energy that he has in his body. So yeah, he can increase like chakra, cursed energy, etc. Or like ki even, like yeah, ki you can obviously increase, but yeah. He gets all the girls from JJK. So yeah, basically bro leaves, and bro thinks he's ready. Why is he ready with Baki? Because like, oh yeah, Baki exists as well, fucking I forgot about him. He gets a Nanamis, not quirk. He gets Nanamis cursed technique, right? Where he can like create weak points. Yeah, that's pretty fitting for the guy who literally is fighting only with fists. Well, mostly with fists, but yeah. Basically now Izuku and Baki think they're ready to finally go back to like just OM basically and meet him and shit. So they finally like Baki puts all his energy into Izuku, and now Izuku tries to create a portal to just OM's verse, or like his house, I guess, his domain, right? Izuku does get Gojo's domain expansion, right? And you know what? Let's give Baki Sukuna's domain expansion, right? So they're OP as shit, okay? They're so fucking OP. I would say they're like above multiversal. They're like hyperversal or something. So anyways, they try to open the portal, and they finally do it after like 20 fucking hours of trying, because they had to put all their energy into that, and it was quite a slow process because they had to be like very precise with it. And so they enter the portal and they see Just Oem, bro. They see me. They see the god of creation, like the god of the MHAverse that they're in. And yeah, basically what happens now is Izuku goes up to him and he says, "What's up?" And it, like he turns back, like Just Oem turns back, and he says to him, bro, what the fuck? You were so fast. I did not think you would come here this fast. And I didn't really think you'd even come, honestly. And Deku says, I mean, you gave me infinite time, so with enough time, anything is possible. So, would you like to, like, talk and shit? So, like, they talk for a bit. And finally, like, Just Oem asks Izuku and Baki, how did they even, like, come here, right? And Izuku like explains to him that he became literal fucking strongest in like multiple verses. He has a whole fucking army of gods behind him. And that he like evolved the quirks that he gave him, that Just Oem gave Izuku, to the point where he was able to come here. That's literally how much training he has done. And by this point, he has done at least 20,000 years of training. At least 20,000 years of training, okay? And like Izuku obviously has all the girls, they all got immortality because Izuku, okay, because plot, because I want to, okay, because, like, let's say that Izuku has gained the ability to make people immortal because when they get to the hyperbolic time chamber, and so like they all become immortal and shit. Izuku is obviously immortal by this point, and by immortal I mean hyper regeneration and not aging, okay. So yeah, they talk a bit, they want to have a fight, okay? Izuku and Baki have a fight, then Izuku and Just Oem have a fight. Now, I'm not even gonna explain the fight, because I genuinely don't know what abilities I'm gonna give Just Oem. I mean, he has every ability in the multiverse. So yeah, basically, Izuku versus Baki, Izuku wins. He's just a better like fighter and with better powers, so he wins. And honestly better like experience using powers. So like when Baki got like all his powers and shit, he was way worse at using them than Izuku, because he has the like experience of having superpowers, right? So when they fought, like it was quite clear to Just Oem that Izuku was going to win. And so it's the time where Izuku versus Just Oem, right? And they start fighting, and it's a fucking close match, right? And Just Oem has to hold back so fucking much, right? Because Izuku is not god of creation, okay? He's not a god of creation. So he like holds back 1,280 times. So yeah, but like Just Oem wins, but like barely, basically. So if Izuku had like transformed, and he was using obviously like Angel Saiyan 1, like Angel Super Saiyan 1, Angel Saiyan 1, let's call it, because it's kind of base form thingy, which was the transformation he gained by training with the Grand Priest, right, from Dragon Ball. And so they Just Oem wins, but like literally barely, okay? He barely fucking wins, which means Izuku, if he was 1,290, I would say, times stronger, let's say 1,300 times stronger, he would have beat Just Oem. That's how strong Izuku is by this point. And just imagine that Just Oem is a god of creation. He literally created all the verses that Izuku went to, right? Now, how are they all connected? Because I know I kind of like said that like other timelines / multiverses, but now let me like explain to you how it works, okay? It's a central verse, or like the whole thing is called the verse, okay? Now inside that verse there are timelines and universes, or like multiverse you could call them. Now all those multiverses and universes, they are different, and the Dragon Ball verse contains the Dragon Ball multiverse, and so and in that timeline, right? And there are infinite timelines, which means there are infinite Dragon Balls. And the My Hero Academia verse has this multiverse, which has this timeline, and it's infinite of them, which are different. Okay, so that's basically how it works. And so that basically Zuko has been hopping between timelines and multiverses subconsciously, kinda. And yeah, I guess that was it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. And like, if you want me to make other movies and you want to suggest some like what if ideas or like videos overall, please do that in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, with that said, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Just OM out.